Yo! Good morning, afternoon, good day, evening, whatever it is. How we doing? We are streaming. Howdy, howdy. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. Give me a second. I'm gonna maybe have a quick. Whoa. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna turn off. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can do this. I need my Twitch settings, and I want to turn off. Can I just turn it off? Roll ads fully disabled. Right. Doot. Okay. Seems I can't turn off ads. Okay. Well, fine. Never mind. We won't just we'll leave ads on at the regular time, and I'm gonna try and keep an eye on when they actually roll now. Morning, how we doing? Good day. How are we? Hoping you're well. Hoping you're feeling good. All right, today we are going to attempt to get some AI playing Minecraft. I want three of them playing Minecraft today. I want 3 AI in Minecraft. I want them to work together. I want them to build some stuff. Ideally, they're gonna build the greatest empire that humanity has ever witnessed in Minecraft. That's what today is going to try and achieve. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe we won't. We'll see. But yeah, so the idea is I've been trying to get AI to play Minecraft. I want them to eventually beat the game, but before they can beat the game, they need to basically exist and do some of the actions and be able to build and be able to do some of the simple things, right? So I want to have AI comfortable navigating the Minecraft world. To do that, I've been building an action layer that helps an AI do things in Minecraft without being overcomplicated or having to write its own code. So it needs to have access to enough capabilities without being flooded with options. That's what we're trying to get right. And so the idea is, wait for it. The idea is that we have the AI play Minecraft, and one of the actions we give them is the ability to report bugs, right? And when they report bugs, we have another AI basically looking at the bug reports, kind of sifting through them to figure out which ones it should address, and then to address the bugs as they come up. So you have AI playing the game and raising bugs when they aren't able to do certain things, and you have an AI looking at the bugs and figuring out what to fix. That's the plan. So, give me a second. I'm going to actually put headphones on so I can hear myself and also hear notifications when they pop up, but that's what we're doing today. We're going to hopefully find some bugs and do some Minecrafty things. But I hope you're having a good day. Say hi in the chat, drop in, get involved. If you want to go off topic, we can go off topic. I've also got some other things that I've been toying with. I set up Oh My Pie for the first time today, which is pretty cool. You can connect it into all of your existing subscriptions and stuff. And I've also got I've been using it plus Quen 3.8 Max, which came out yesterday, I think, or the day before. And it's pretty good. I've built something pretty cool with it, honestly. So yeah, that's what's on the agenda today. Some vibes, some Minecrafting, and some hopefully AI goodness. Last time I streamed, I was doing I was playing Minecraft with the new GPT voice in Codex and an MCP server, which was awesome and very successful. And and then I drained my entire week's quota of codex usage within 2 hours. It's like gone. I had to use one of my banked resets. Actually still have codex. So yeah, GPT voice is good, and it also will burn your tokens like no tomorrow. Reading the blog post that they shared the other day on on the engineering they did for GPT voice explains why it burnt so much of my quota, because they do some crazy things behind the scenes to get this thing to be like very responsive, including this. They run to make sure that you have like a seamless voice experience. Even if things like compaction happen with the model, they will like run multiple instances of the model so that it can like hot switch over in the middle of a conversation, so you don't notice as you're talking, and it does the compaction thing. A normal AI will just compact and you'll wait. This one is just like on the fly. They'll like run things in parallel, so it will burn through your tokens, but God, it's smooth to use. So that's why we used up an entire week of codex tokens last time that we were playing Minecraft with voice. But today, what do I want to do? I want to put it on Terra. I want to put it on high, and I want to say, can you get a fresh instance? Can you get a fresh instance running with mine AI in Shore? Now, it's easy to do a little bit of this with GPT because there's a little bit of path manipulation nonsense and possibly updating some config files and ensuring that they actually run. And so doing a couple of those changes in parallel is going to be far easier for me to let Codex take care of that. But we'll get this sorted. We'll get Minecraft open, and in the meantime, actually, I don't want to spoil it yet, but I got some cool to show. I got some cool visuals to show soon. Yeah, that's the plan today. I'll let people chill and drift in. Happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? We are on where are we? What day is it? What day is it today? It's Wednesday, 5th of August. 5th of August today. We've had Quen 3.8 Max release. Another, if you believe their benchmarks, they're a hot contender on all of the benchmarks. Where was there? None of this. Gate level refinement. Oh, no. This is their. There we go. Apparently they are competitive with GPT 5.6 Sol and Fable and Opus on a whole range of things. Not quite Fable level on SWE-bench or Deep SWE or a bunch of these things, but you know, they're definitely on their benchmark releases. They definitely claimed that they were pretty competitive, and it's been actually pretty pleasant to use. So I don't have any complaints with it. But it's not Fable level. But it's not bad. It's not Fable level, but it's not bad. I'll say that. All right. Fresh Minecraft server, 3 MCP hosts are running. Let's go. Okay, so we are starting a new adventure today, and we're starting a new adventure with 3 AI. We have 3 Codex agents. They are all running Luna, which had its price like reduced to like 20 cents per million input tokens, so it is cheap. It also means that we can run this for like ages and have the AI do the Minecrafting thing together, which is cool. And they are in a fresh world, so we're going to jump in and we're going to start watching. We're going to watch what they get up to. Yep. Play. Can you set up? Can you add a bug report watcher to the Minecraft Mine Observer package and get that running too? Oh, health check 0 out of 3. Codex rules running. Once those role profiles are configured, excellent. Can you configure them? Configure 3 fresh rolls for us. Rolls for us. Okay. Minecraft. Whee! Okay, so we got Minecraft up. We have 3 MCP servers. Oh, we also have me in this. I'm gonna fork this and we're going to continue a new chat. Can you stop the Minecraft? Stop the Minecraft server and MCPs. Ooh. An instance of fresh world. World on that server. If we're having 3 bots start a new journey, we want to have 3 bots start a new journey in a fresh world. That's we don't want to contaminate them with like previous attempts at playing this. Last time I was playing with my voice. I was playing Minecraft with voice commands. Really simply too, as long as you have, hey Prop, how you doing? Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're feeling good. Hope Codex has been treating you well and you've been building some cool stuff. Couple of days in, thoughts? Powerful, right? I hope. Paper Mario meets Breath of the Wild. Oh my god. Are the graphics better now? That sounds sick. Amazing you've been able to non-stop code for the last 4 days. Right? Codex is banger, bro. It's like you switch to it and you just feel like you got unlimited power in your fingertips, man. Yeah, it's fast, it gives you multiple options. Even with like Luna or Terra, like these models are still good. But like Soul is just like, just phenomenal. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, 100%. You gotta, once you're hooked on the juice, on the AI goodness, it's real addictive. It's real addictive. You still got 15% left. If you've got it, 4 days ago, you've probably got a reset coming on the weekend. So you've probably got a couple of days left. If you want to stretch your usage, you can always just go from like, you've probably been on Soul High, like around here. You can probably drop down to like Terra High. That's like far cheaper and it'll give you like way more usage if you want to drop it. Ultra code will definitely burn through your tokens, like noticeably so. If you go ultra code, like that really reduces your usage. You can probably get through the whole week on Soul High if you're if you're not like using like high speeds and you're not on ultra, you can probably last the whole week with Soul High. Or if you want to make your like usage stretch more, you can like run on Terra. Today, I'm probably going to get Minecraft played with Luna, right? So they dropped the price of Luna so much that it is like, you could run multiple Luna sessions non-stop all week and like it won't chew you through much of your plan at all. Like they made Luna very cheap and it's still pretty smart. Do I have a VR headset? I do. I haven't used it for a while though. I've got a Rift S. I got ages ago, but I am waiting for them to come out with the Valve, the new Valve headset. Oh, don't delete the process. Yes, fresh world profile, please. Just stop the Frontier one. Gotcha. So we would have done Frontier, 2 days ago? I see. Cool. Well, we're starting a new world today. We're starting a new world today. Why do you ask about VR? Are you building VR games? Xprop? Is that what you're looking at? You had a project where you were trying to get a VR MMORPG working. You were trying to make Sword Art Online. I see. You got voice chat and people can load in and see each other and move around, but you couldn't do UIs. So I'm wondering if Soul can do this. I got the server up and running. Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, Soul can absolutely do UIs. It's just about the quality of the UI and then how much like you're putting into it. You might want to start with like something, just like basically you want to get a feel for its taste of UI and like what it is capable of doing in the different on the different models. But the model capabilities are increasing rapidly fast, like crazily fast. Did you see you saw the Paris flight simulator and what Opus 5 was able to do with it versus like GPT 5.5 just a few weeks ago? Did I show you that? I think you were there for that. This was like a Claude AI artifact, right? Excellent. We're past ads for a bit. Cool. Claude.ai. Where are our artifacts? These ones? The shape of thinking? No, that's not what we want. This is for... Was this Opus or Fable? This might have been Fable. This was cool too. This shows like different Pathfinder algorithms, and you can choose the different maps for it. So we can put it on something like this, and then you can see how Pathfinder algorithms actually explore through the through the maze. I got Opus to do this, and I thought it was pretty cool to compare like A Star versus like Dijkstra versus Random Frontier, and you can kind of see it explore through the map. Very cool. Kind of wanted to show you screenshots of the new game. Is the new game on a browser? You could probably publish it as a Codex site. Is it like a web game, or is it a... if it's a web game, you may as well just publish it and then you can share a link. So the way that you would do this is in Codex, so in ChatGPT, if you just say /site, /sites, you can just run something like this, I think. Or you can just even tell it a command. Can you publish this as a site? And it'll do its thing. And then what it'll give you, if you look at the very top left here, you see there's this little button. Oh man, this isn't capturing my let me see if I can change this to capture my cursor. Where is it? Streaming monitor, properties, capture cursor. There you go. All right, can you see my cursor now? There we go. It's a little bit small, but that's okay. You see this one, this sites thing up here? That will give you a set of sites that it publishes, right? And so when you tell Codex to publish a site, it will publish it here. By default, no one else can see it at first. It'll give you a little toggle. So it'll like say only you can see it, or you can click on the little lock and go in, and you can change it to show anyone on the internet. Then you can send that link to whoever you want. And if you decided you didn't want to show it to anyone you want at some point, you just toggle it back to just me, right? Once it is published, if it did have anything sensitive, like it's on the internet, so you just got to be like mindful not to put anything like super secret sensitive, like don't put all of your personal finances on a site and share it with the world or anything. But, you know, for a game, like that's exactly what this is for. You publish it on a site, you go in, you click on it on the internet, you hit go. Claude has a very similar concept as this. They call it artifacts. So in Claude, sign in again. What? Alright, I'll do the sign in flow over here. Yes, I want to sign into Claude. Good. Do I have to wait for my ChatGPT to finish what it's doing at the moment though? I mean, if you're making changes to the game right now and you wanted to publish it as a site, you probably just want to let the current thread finish so your changes are included. But you don't have to. You could just open up a second thread and say, hey, publish. But you can queue it up. Do I have a controller for VR? Like I have like Rift controllers. I do. I've got the game working with both keyboard and mouse and controller for PC. Gotcha. For the Paper Mario game. Sick. Hey, if it's on web, you know, we can playtest. I want to see what you've been able to achieve with the power of Codex. How are we doing here? Have we got a new fresh server? This looks fresh, but this looks like this is the one they already instanced. We want to go back and do a fresh one. All right, let's go back and keep this actually running this. Fresh world profile. Oh, not that one. Not that one, lol. Create a fresh one. Actually, no, let's stop this. Started 1, 2, 3. Fresh thread, fresh thread, fresh thread. Is it a fresh world? We want a brand new world instance. I don't think this is running yet because this is still running an old one. We want a brand new world instance for our 3AI to work on. There's things that I've been playing with and testing and improving over time, but today we're starting a new world. We're starting a new world with 3AI, and we're gonna just see how they approach the game and watch what they do. That's what today's about. Did this run its... No, this is still running. That's fine. We'll let that finish. I worked on the Minecraft meets Pokemon game a bit too. Have multiple projects. If I make a site, can anyone find it online, or do they have to have the URL? They have to have the URL, but if it's locked down to only you, like, they won't be able to access it anyway. If you make it open to the world, they would still have to have the URL. I don't think you can search through... Oh, you can. ChatGPT sites. I don't know if they're indexed in the same way from Google, but like, you know, I'm like, there's ways to find the URLs. Like, you just iterate through like all of the different, I guess, hashes. Like if I take one of the sites that I've published and we say like this one, copy link. This was a personal finance atlas. I'm gonna have to do a follow up on some things. I got a comment from Empress PA on how to get notifications and do watch alerts for different like websites. I think that'd be a cool little follow-up video to do on if you wanted like live website data or like scheduled daily website data lookups, how you could do that with AI. But I have this one, and you'll see that this has it has my name. It has like then the name of the site. And then it has chatgpt.site. So if you did a search for, I don't know, let's do a search for something on Google. I think we can do site star chatgpt.site, and we'll look for can we do just star.chatgpt.site? How do you do this with Google? I think there's a way of subsetting. Okay, cool. So you can see there are a couple here that have popped up when I did this search. And like I've searched for something and I've restricted it to specifically chatgpt.site websites. And you can, let me zoom in a bit. You can see we've got these different things like the Stang Arcade from Jeremy E87, chatgpt.site, American Deadbolt, it's chatgpt.site, Mario Rascata, like a whole bunch of different websites. So you definitely can Google search these chatgpt.site things. So if someone knew what to look for, they could probably find your website, right? Like this, right? Some person's chatgpt.site website that they've created. Whee! Then you can go in and play different games here. I don't know if this, I'm going to turn this down a little bit because the desktop audio is very loud. I'm going to turn it down in here. Whoa. Okay. Is that better? Yeah, you can just private it. Like if you don't want people to see your thing, like if you just wanted to share it temporarily, you just put it on everyone, share it, and then put it on only you once you're done. And you want to keep working on it. 100%. 100%. Man, that was loud as all hell. God damn. Okay, how's our bot gone? Have we got a fresh Minecraft instance? Yes, now it is a generally brand new Minecraft world. Uh-huh. Okay. Do we have it? Let's find out. Do we have 3 bots in a world? Fresh? No, that's still an old one. That is still an old world. An old world active. Restart it all and get new world running. Let's grab this one. It should not be this one. I want a new profile. Mine AAHS profile list. We want to switch this to a new one. Brand new world, brand new day, 3 AI. We want to start from like scratch. We want to see what they do, right? You give 3 AI a bit of a mission. And our mission has been, let's have a look at this into VS Code. Our mission has been PS1. No. Where is it? This should be under tools. Runtime? No. Where are my PS1 scripts? Maybe under search. Minecraft libchecks. Oh, where did they go? .ps1. What would this be? Minecraft profiles, these ones, but we want this under Codex Role Supervisor. Oh, I may have switched it to, yeah, this one. All right, cool. So I've got this Codex Role Supervisor, and this gives us a prompt that tells our bots what they're actually going to be doing in the game. Live autonomously, use general Minecraft knowledge. We give them a whole bunch of kind of instructions on what to do. So these kind of go for quite a while. And we tell them things like cooperate with other players when it is where'd that go? Cooperate with other players when it is useful. And continue independently when it is not. Treat administrative work as supporting work, so we kind of give them a bit of like a guide on how they should like navigate through the game. But we give them a couple of roles. We're going to have a warrior, a gatherer, and a builder. And apart from like a general overall direction and a set of tools, these bots are free to do as they please. That's what we're doing today. Cool. We're done? Have we launched? Generated world? Hey, good. Sweet. Make. Can I switch mode? Set world, spectate. I need AI of engineering L to be a spectator, please. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna start watching these bots. So these are our 3 bots. We have warrior, we have gatherer, and we have builder. And these 3 bots are going to be working together to create the greatest Minecraft world known to man or woman. So this is what's happening. They're all off collecting wood. Now I'm a spectator. Excellent. With our 4th bot that is acting as God admin over here, Codex MCP, thank you. Excellent. And at the moment, our bots haven't started talking. They're just focusing on some of the survival basics, right? They're focusing on collecting wood. They're focusing on getting, I guess, a couple of basic tools. they're starting out. This is a fresh world. They're exploring a little bit, collecting wood, getting some of the basics right, and then they'll start going off. What on earth are you looking away? You've been for a week now. There's an entire clan of Codex bots. Hi, Mers. Yes. We have built out a Minecraft MCP. And because we've got a Minecraft MCP, these bots can now use it directly from Codex to start doing in-game actions. What I've been iterating on is trying to get the actions that they have access to into a better shape so that when they start like doing useful actions, they don't get overwhelmed and they don't have to write custom code, and the actions actually, work as function, but they can craft, they can explore, they can chat. Not that they're chatting at the moment. I'm still waiting for their very first message. All right. Now turn off Codex MC, turn off the Codex MCP bot and get Minecraft Observer running. Please. I'm just letting Terra do this because Terra is surprisingly good. The last time I streamed, I connected I connected a bot and the MCP server into GPT Live, the voice mode for Codex. Works really well, right? Because the live voice mode can run in Codex and it can also interact with files and it can hit MCP tools. And so I was able to be like, go and chop that tree. And it did. It was phenomenal. The problem is when you're using GPT Live, the voice mode, it absolutely chews through your tokens. So I spent a full week of Codex usage quota in like 2 hours. And then I'm like, oh, oops, that's my whole week done. Oh, Codex Gatherer has hit the Stone Age already. What? Yo. Okay. We've got the stone being collected. Can I get my agents visualized in Minecraft so I can do my job through Minecraft? Very probably. I haven't done that yet though, but probably we could do that. Yo, we're already at stone. Codex Builder has also gotten to stone, and Codex Gatherer has already got stone tools. Look at him go. They haven't bothered to start talking to each other yet, but they definitely can. Our warrior over here, he's already going on an adventure. Possibly now to get... Actually, I think he's building a house. Oh, hell yeah. So what their goal is... Let me double check what their goal is. What their goal is let's like copy paste. Actually, can I turn on wrapping? How do I word wrap? Yo, you cheered. Thanks, Mersey. I appreciate you, brother. Well, for that, I'm going to read you a narrative. I'm going to read you the story of my people. Their goal is to live autonomously with the long horizon ambition to conquer the survival game and build the strongest, most capable empire they can. They need to become resilient, attain exceptional equipment and capabilities, overcome dangerous frontiers, and create extraordinary buildings and infrastructure. That's their goal. That's what they've been told. That's their God-given mission in life. If they mess up and they stop, they've got a continuation prompt to get back on track. And if their goal finishes, they're given a new goal. So this is using /goal in Codex so that they have something kind of permanent to work towards. Oh, got a house already. That's awesome. Yo, good job, warrior. Good job, buddy. This guy's got a chest already that he seems to be stuck on. Good job, builder. They're not without bugs yet. And that's one of the points of them playing this game is to go and find bugs as they go through it. Yo, Mersey, you're so far leading the pack. I like your bits. Your bits are my bits. Thanks, brother. Is that because the bots are unbelievably good? You have bits for some reason. Well, you did have bits. Now I've got bits. Thank you. I appreciate you. As always. I guess I owe you some beers now. On me. Alrighty. You're gonna send one bit at a time. Do I have to start doing Minecraft dances until for all of the bits? Yo! And I'm never gonna hear the end of this. I'm just gonna have a stream of notifications one bit at a time. Love you, Mersey. Oh, Codex Warrior already has a bed. Let's go! What's interesting is that none of them are talking. They can talk. And in other testing run-throughs I've done, they talk excessively. They've decided less talking is warranted this game, apparently. The last test I was doing, they basically got stuck in a loop where they were just talking together non-stop. Our builder is still stuck as hell. Look at him. I feel like this classifies as a bug of some reason. He's trying to do something and it's clearly not working. He seems to be spam opening the chest. Where he's got some planks, some sapling, he's decided he's gonna set up an underground bunker apparently and store all of his trees in there. That's pretty good. I respect that. I respect that hustle. I think I'm gonna run ads. So while ads are running, I'm gonna get the observer thing up. So wait right there while I get this running. There we go. Can you add in a bug viewer to the observer? That shows the latest bugs that have been reported. Okay. We're going to run this and we're going to put this one over here. Whoop. 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 What in tarnation is going on? What in God's green earth is happening here? Let's put this like this. Make it a little bit zoomed out, I guess. There we go. Does that work? Excellent. And then I'm going to put this up here. And then we're going to put this like this. There we go. Okay. There we go. Let's go see what these wily bots are up to. Alrighty. Codex Builder is still jumping in place. Welcome back, Twitch. Welcome back. Our builder is still just like hopping in place. He doesn't seem to be able to unstuck himself from this chest. It's nighttime. I believe this is survival. I'm going to double check. Let's see if we've got any monsters spawning. We got piggies. Workshop complete. There we go. We got our first chat message. Taking forever to build a site for me. Well, it does have to publish it. Codex Warrior has found his way back to his bed. Let me double check if this was survival. Can you check if the world is? Did it tell us? Active world, generator world, preserved and not active. Change the world to difficulty survival. If it's not. Thanks. Not peaceful. I'm going to have a look at that. I think we're on a peaceful world at the moment, which is fine. It's probably good for them to have like a day of peaceful world just to get started, because monsters kind of mess them up. They don't really take actions fast enough to get through the first night without like getting swarmed by zombies. So we'll leave them with a night of peacefulness, and then the monsters will come. I think I may just upload it to itch.io, would be faster. Yeah, but then you got to upload it to itch.io. You can just let GPT cook in the background. If you want to like share your game easily, I mean, these sites are kind of there and integrated, and then they can automatically update it once they've done the first putting it there. Updating it after that is going to be far easier. Plus, they also handle like the auth and the sharing it for you. Let the bots fight. Well, they're kind of collaborating at the moment. So they started off by saying he's got a chest and a furnace, and they're a shared utility. And so they say the builder's homestead covers them, relocating my workshop plot clear of it. Codex Warrior says, thanks, Gatherer, I'll use the shared utility. The builder says, I'm keeping the homestead plot as the sheltered base. Warrior has made a advancement. So at the moment, our bots are thanking each other, getting food, providing some wool so that they can get their beds to sleep through the night. And what are they doing? Reach the workshop approach. Dropped wool mutton were no longer present, likely recovered. I'll keep pursuing wool and place a bed at the homestead when available. So they're sharing resources, they're gearing up, they're getting workshops created. You know, they're doing some useful stuff. Did the builder get unstuck? Yeah, he's somewhere. Where the hell did he go? That's how you know they were bots. They are helping and sharing, 100%. They are far more virtuous than us. I would have already stolen all of the gear and be doing nefarious deeds with it. Okay, so we've got some bots. They're off to a good start. They've been collecting some ingredients. Let me go back to this one. I've got a little UI here because we've got these multiple bots. You can't really see what they've got in their inventories. So also, oh man, there's a way to do this. Is it F5P, F10P? No, F5. No, that's for that one. F2, F8. Oh man, what was it? There's a way that I've forgotten. Turn off menu by default, Minecraft. There's a way to do this. F3P, that's the one. F3P. Sweet. So if I can tab out, now I can show this. Cool. So you can see on our right, we have, at the moment, we're looking at the Codex Warrior. You can see his inventory. He's got some mutton. He's got an axe. He's got some planks. He's got some tools. He's got stone and wooden tools. And you can see the set of actions that he's been doing recently. So he did a return to surface. He's been looking at his environment. He did a navigate. And so you can kind of see a version of how they're playing the game, where they're calling these different actions to engage with the world and do different things. That's what our bots are actually doing at the moment. So this is going to toggle through and show us their status and their environments. You can see our builder has a bed in his inventory. So he's got his bed ready to sleep. Or he's got his bed maybe ready to place it. I thought he had a bed over at his other house, but maybe not. Maybe he picked it up. Maybe he took it with him. Let's go and have a look. No, he's got a little chest and a bed over here at his house over here. And you can see our warrior has gone all the way down. Dude's already like looking for iron or coal or something. Awesome. And so this is kind of how we keep an eye on them. There's the actual game where we can watch them, but to see their environment, to see what actions they're taking, ideally maybe even to show the goals or kind of like what they're working towards might be a good addition to see what their overall, like where their head is at as little bots, what their internal thought process actually looks like. You can see builders already started farming. We've got seeds planted and he's growing some wheat. They're a lot more efficient now than they were a couple of days ago. And part of that is because I've been watching where they fall over or fail or stop or where they get stuck and addressing it. So I had some Claude credits to spend. And I left it on loop to basically pick up a bug that the bots had found and then fix it and then just go to sleep for another 20 minutes. And so I was just running Claude Opus like overnight and letting these bots report bugs and letting Claude Opus fix them. I'll show you what that kind of looks like. I will as soon as this actually finishes its nonsense, because this is in the process of adding a bug explorer. So after this finishes its bug explorer edition, I'll show you how we'd run this process with a loop. And this is probably going to be useful for UProp or any budding AI developers. Loops are awesome as long as you have a way to like verify that the things that they're doing are correct. If you've got a strong verification loop and like your AI can like verify that the thing works or doesn't work or pick up something and kind of like make sure it's doing the right thing, loops are awesome. If you're doing something like UI development or like game development or logic development or swimming on ground, what the hell is going on? I didn't even know this was possible. I think he's sleeping under the bed. There he is. Okay, 2 out of 3 players are sleeping. The only person that's not sleeping then would be Warrior over here, because he's deep underground. I placed my bed successfully. Codex Builder, Codex Warrior, and me need to be asleep. Please coordinate separate beds. Warrior is like, I'm on a mission, bro. Leave me alone, I'm mining. Please sleep in your separate beds when night arrives so the shared base can skip nights. I'll maintain the wheat plot and trees. So they're talking to each other. They're expressing their will to sleep. This is pretty cool. Codex Builder and Codex Gatherer just gave up. He's placing torches. He's got a little like house with his like goods in it. I mean, for a first night, these bots are like doing a pretty good job of building a bunch of useful stuff, gathering materials, and like setting up for success. I've still got we still need to change the difficulty to non-peaceful so that monsters can attack them and they start having to deal with that. But without monsters, these guys are flourishing. Far more than I've seen before. Like, they're having far less issues. So far, my like observations of these bots in Minecraft is that their decision making on point. Their ability to execute is the thing that's been hamstringing them, which is the actions layer. So just basic stuff. Like before I started fixing some of the bugs around pathfinding, that just get stuck trying to jump over a small ledge, right? And that's not the AI's fault. That's more the connection into Minecraft and the logic around how they move around and how they can complete tasks, right? So as long as the tooling that they're using to engage with the game is more robust, the AI's decision-making process does not seem to be the blocker. And it's not like we're running good AI at the moment. It's not like we're running the smartest AI that can make the best decisions. This is running on GPT 5.6 Luna. That's like the cheapest ChatGPT model that you can possibly use right now. And it's still really good, right? Like, they seem to be making reasonable decisions. They're having discussions about, you know, using beds and like sleeping and building, you know, building buildings. These buildings that they're building are not pre-programmed. They're designing them themselves. They're placing the tools around. They're deciding to go and smelt iron. So Codex Warrior is already up to iron tier. Like, they're pretty clever, honestly, so far. These bots are doing a pretty good job. Who's the furthest ahead? We've got Codex Warrior, who just went iron mining, has a whole bunch of iron in his inventory. We've got Codex Builder, a little bit further behind. He does have torches. Still full health and food, which is good. And then we've got Codex Gatherer, who's also got iron now and is tracking towards getting iron working. So, I mean, all in all, they're doing a really good job, these bots. What's Codex Gatherer up to? Watching Codex Gatherer smelting. Yeah. Codex Warrior has already acquired hardware. What's the first thing he made? Surely he's made a sword because he's a warrior. Surely. He's got a pick. Dude, he's got a pick. He's got, what's this? A shield. He's got a sword. The Codex Warrior is like, he's already decking himself up. Dude, this guy is on fire. This is day 2. This guy is already like kitted out with gear. Phenomenal. Oh man, we'll have the Ender Dragon slain before the end of the week. This is crazy. Look at him go. I'm far more impressed with what these bots have been able to do. Like, the last time I streamed, we were having trouble still navigating and surviving nights and running away from monsters, which we may still have them experience that, but they've been able to go through a full cycle of like getting wood, building some things, getting enough wool from sheep to build a set of beds. Like, they're doing a really good job so far. I'm really impressed. The site is taking insane lengths of times to try to delete 2,300 folders. The real question is, why did you have 2,300 folders to begin with? This is the... keep an eye on your files. Even if you're vibe coding, you still want to keep an eye on your files and folders. Codex Gatherer left the game. Oh no. Why are they leaving the game? Interesting. The observer middleware needs the resolved project root from its enclosing runtime. Gotcha. Okay. So that we can see our bugs in our nice little UI over here, our Terra instance has had to restart all of our guys and girls, which should be fine. Hopefully they just pick up from where they left off if we've made this any form of robust. But we're gonna have to see if they actually do. Our Codex builder is stuck in his hole again. I think their little AI processors, their little AI brains are still ticking along and trying to get back into the swing of it. They do all seem quite stoic at the moment, reflecting on life. Hey buddy. What you thinking about? What's on your mind, huh? What's on your mind? Alright, let's find out what's happening. I think what we want to do... I think we need this to... Get the codex instances running. Use mine AI verify. Mine AI ensure. Alright, we'll get getting codex working again. Alright, let's go and have a look at what this is motivated by. This. Let me ignore them for now, and I'll show you the bug explorer. Cool. So, as these... Yo, thanks Mersey. How you doing? Another bit for AI Ben. Appreciate you. As these bots play the game, there's going to be issues, right? Like, we're building out this actions layer for our codex bots to be able to navigate the world, and there are problems as they try and navigate the world properly. What I've given them, in addition to the tools for like running around the world, evading monsters, collecting ore, etc., what I've given them is an ability to report bugs. And so if they're trying to do some kind of an action in the game and they're calling tools and it's not working, the bots on their own terms can decide, oh, I'm going to report this as a bug. This goes into a JSON-L file, and so it will accumulate a set of these bug reports. And that's kind of what you're seeing an instance of here on this page is we've got bug reports. They can be given a category. It has like an identity of the bot that reported it and the world it's reported on. It includes some evidence. I expect a valid MCP action request should reach the warrior host, and it's not. And so they're trying to make calls to this MCP host and it's not working. And so they can report a bug. And so this is just like, there's a breakdown in the bridge between the bots, right? Server and bots are stopped cleanly, currently peaceful, blah, 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 blah. When this becomes things like, you know, that Ignore that. That's just like a transient state thing. But you'll see that it will do things like, we have a loaded but non-diggable target, and we were running an action to collect iron, and that action stopped. And so the description of the action is that if you call this and you say, hey, go and collect 10 iron, it's going to run around and collect lots of iron. And the bot said, I couldn't do that. It stopped. I wasn't expecting this to happen. And so it reports a bug, right? And that's really useful, because then we can look at these bugs and we can say, was this correct? Is this actually, as this action was expected? And these bug reports from the AI can then be worked on by another AI to actually go and like solve some of these issues. And so we've almost got AI playtesting the game for us and finding issues in different like edge cases, reporting them, and then we've got another AI that can investigate the code around that, rationalize why this might be happening, and then we can make a call. Yes, I think this bug is something that should be solved, right? It is working surprisingly well to go and like actually bug fix a bunch of the edge cases, which gives you a taste of what the future of like software development would be, rather than having to get big user groups to go out and use an app in lots of different ways. You could just get AI to go out and test your app and like test out a bunch of different things that might go wrong, run into problems, find and report the issues, and then use that as like your fix and, you know, bug finding and bug squashing process when you build some software, right? Xprop, I'm gonna see if I can get this running again, because these bots make progress very quickly once they're running. So I want to see how quickly they're getting through the game. All right, they're back up, they're running again, we're active, the restart worked, and I believe our world is now non-peaceful, so we will have monsters spawning tonight, and this will be the first real test, right? This is currently where the bots experienced the most difficulty the last time I was getting them to play test it. And so what we're looking for is, can our bots last one night, right? Can they last the first night? It looks like Warrior's trying to build something at the moment. That's what he looks like he's in the process of doing. Maybe a shared house for all of them? We'll find out. But you can see some of the actions they've got access to. What he's doing at the moment is he's got a tool that lets him build a house. I'll show you what this looks like over here. Let me zoom this in a bit. There we go. Codex Builder. Pause rotation. So, no, not Codex Builder. This is Codex Warrior, this one. So he decided he was going to build a structure. Let me blow this up again. And what structure building looks like is he calls this tool and he says, this is a shared output. It's a shelter for respawning. It's going to be made out of cobblestone. And you'll see how he's, oh, let me put this onto the right part of the screen so you can see this on stream. There we go. So you can see he calls this design to build a structure, and it's specified in JSON, and he specifies it with a bunch of different coordinates from and to. We're going to build this with cobblestone, and this is going to be the shell, and it's going to be in the shape of a shell. It's going to have a door opening here, that's air, and that's it, and that's the whole structure, right? And so this is what he calls to build the structure, and then it's on the action, the kind of layer, the MCP server that we're building, to translate this building call into him actually creating something in the world, right? So the AI only has to reason a little bit and specify some basic details to say, this is the building I want to build, and to make sure he has the materials for it. And the layer in between is the important bit that actually then takes what he wants to do and makes it reality, right? And you can see he had an issue with that, which is why the building didn't actually finish getting built, or maybe it got partially built. Designing this is actually the hard part about building AI into Minecraft. It's translating their intentions into the game in a reasonable way where they can get given the right feedback from that action layer, right? That's the hard part. The easy part is getting the AI to actually then go and make the calls. Literally, this is an MCP server, and so you just like configure it into Codex and then say Codex go, right? So the AI layer at the moment is not actually the hard part at all. The connection into the game is the hard part, right? So that's what most of the iteration work has actually been, is giving them the right actions to play this game properly. To make sure they don't get stuck in a hole and unable to jump off a chest or unable to place a bed or any of this stuff, right? And that's where you'll find the most bugs and the most back and forth, which is why I thought it was just it's going to be easier to try and get AI to go and hunt for the bugs as quickly as possible so we can get other AI to go and fix the bugs. Now, night is falling. Apparently we have set this to normal, so we should have monsters spawning from tonight. So we're going to keep an eye out for our first monsters, our first zombies, skeletons, creepers, and this is going to be an actual challenge for these. Codex Gatherer has been able to find water. It's going to be a bit hard for all three of them to shack up in the one bed. Good luck. Good luck. Let's see how you guys go. I feel like tonight is going to be somewhat of a disaster. Let's see how they go. If you find stone, please bring stone. Our warrior has found more stone, and so he's trying to finish this shelter house, which is good. Give them a little safe place to rest. Let's get this back up. There we go. Our warrior has decided he's got to collect more stone to finish the house. Not a bad play. I'm not seeing any monsters yet. Oh, I do. Oh, okay. Creeper confirmed. Normal difficulty has been attained. It is not peaceful. This is going to be the bane of these poor bots' existence. You see this guy? I don't know if you can see him. Hiding in the dark. I feel like I need a brightening mod to make this a bit brighter. See this fella? You see? Same as this one over here. Oh, where'd he go? He ran away. Possibly to hunt for the bots. Or maybe he despawned. Where'd he go? Not sure. But they've got enough space lit around them, so they might be okay. But if one of these skeletons or creepers wanders down there, they're in for trouble. Possibly. I have noticed at least the warrior does have a shield on him, so he might be okay. But this will be a good test of our combat capabilities. What's not a good test of his capabilities is the fact that this house is so small that the roof doesn't actually let him into it. I didn't know that you could actually build from bed, but he's apparently figured out a way how to do it. The things bots can get away with are ridiculous. Look at this guy. Did he just... he threw cobblestone onto him. Dropped it beside your shelter. Okay, their capabilities are advancing quickly. They couldn't they couldn't drop items before, so they've managed how to do that. They've figured out that they can get beds. They can mine through each other's buildings, which is good. The one thing that's missing is Codex Builder. Frontier still shows the water bucket in the Gatherer's inventory. Please place water nearby. Place the carried bed there. So they've confirmed 2 beds in the shelter, but they need 3 beds. They haven't worked out they need 3 beds yet. So Codex Builder is happily ignoring that mission and farming instead. This guy doesn't care. Doesn't care that it's night. Doesn't care that there's skeletons on the loose. Couldn't give a toss. Much more interested in tending to the farms. It just brings me joy. It brings me great joy to see these bots able to navigate the game. Reminder, we want these bots to beat the game. Eventually, these bots are going to beat the Ender Dragon. Maybe not these ones. It's probably quicker to just get a single bot to navigate the full game and beat the Ender Dragon. But that's the goal. That's what we want these bots to achieve, right? Remember, the issue is not in them deciding on things. They're very good at deciding on what to do. The issue is in their ability to take the decisions and turn those into reality in the game. That's where the work actually goes. And also to expose enough of the information, right? All of the things that these bots see about the game comes from text, right? They don't see what I'm seeing. They don't see images of the game. They're seeing, let me show you. Let me show you an example of what exactly they see. What these bots see is something like, oh, none of these. What's the next one? Let's go to Warrior. Oh, let's go to Gatherer. Let's see what he's got. Collect bot. Yeah, okay, cool. What these bots see is something like this, right? They see a little textual representation of what's happening in the game. They'll see username, health, food, armor, etc., position, the other players, etc., 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 what equipment they have. This is their view of the world. If they wanted to actually see, do we have a, no, that gives environment. Do they have a volume? They've got there's an action that they can use if they actually want to look at the blocks around them that tells them a bit of the topology and a bit of the, like the actual blocks that are surrounding them. So if they wanted to see, like if they had a farm nearby or do something like that, they do have a view of the world, but it's still text. And so they don't have a real life view of exactly what's happening around them. They're relying on, you know, actions and a textual representation of what's happening in the world, which means they are quite, you know, a lot more restricted in some ways than we are and a lot more empowered in other ways than we are. Like if they wanted to find diamonds, they don't have to go out and do what we do and like dig into the world and like tunnel left and right or whatever. They just have a call that says go and find diamond, and they will basically automate the whole process. And so a lot of this is actually them relying on automations to do the things that they need to do and complaining when those automations don't work. That's how they're navigating the world. Or avoiding monsters, right? Like I've said this a couple of times before, if you are in the game and you're fighting a monster, you need to make decisions really quickly, right? To be able to fight those monsters. If you are a bot, you're not making decisions that quickly, right? If you're a bot, you are basically needing to react in real time, but an AI can't make decisions that quickly. So we have to build a layer that automatically fights the monsters, but gives the AI an ability to customize what they do. So, you know, we can't just say always avoid creepers. That makes sense at the start of the game, but like later on, maybe you want to kill creepers, maybe you want gunpowder and you need to use that to craft something. So we need to give the bots an ability to influence the way that the automation works around fighting monsters. And that's the way that we let AI actually play through the game, right? We still give them the ability to make decisions, to decide what's important. They're still the ones deciding on what actions to take, but then the way those actions execute are not happening by an AI, if that makes sense. AI needs to get a hell of a lot faster for them to actually do things like take 2 steps forward, swing right hand, change tool, etc. Yeah, so that's the rub of it. That's the lay of the land for our bots. They still haven't figured out how to sleep through a single night, so we are going to be spending some time in darkness until they get that sorted. So that site thing, do I just ask ChatGPT to build it into a ChatGPT site? Yeah, ask it to publish a ChatGPT site and it should know what to do. Looks like you've already got one. Bramble Bear Adventure, prop and plays too. It looks like you've already got a site published that I can have a little review of. I want to watch what they do for another day now that they're fighting zombies. There we go. They can fight. He did take some damage though. Let me go and have a look at this. Oh, he's not doing so well. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. It is daytime, and so I think he thought it was safe to run, but it's not quite safe yet. Oh, we have a village over here. So our builder was maybe a little bit too bold and immediately revealed an issue with the monster handling code because he ran straight into 2 zombies. What should be happening is when he starts getting close to zombies throughout some other action, he should automatically like be interrupted and start handling that. But then he realized, and the monster handling kind of code took over, and then he killed one. So they can definitely kill zombies. They can still hunt sheep and leave their poor meat stranded in the game. But I'm still not happy with the like monster handling logic to like just run into them and get like like lose most of their health. Codex Builder on the right is 7.7 out of 20 heart, so he's like less than half health now. That's less than ideal. So, you know, glimpses of brilliance, but there is still some there's still some stuff left to do. What's Gatherer done? Has he built a bed? I think he just built another bed. Huh. I think because they ended up realizing they only had 2 beds, he decided that he needed to go and find some sheep and craft another bed. In fact, I think maybe all 3 of them did the same thing. I think they, in parallel, all went to hunt sheep to be able to craft another bed. Like Codex Warrior has got 3 wool now. I bet you he's gonna he's gonna take some of the shared planks from the inventory, take items, put a crafting table down. Yeah. And builds another bed. Good job, Warrior. Let me go and check that's an actual bed. Yeah, definitely. So they all 3 noticed, oh, we've only got 2 beds here. We all 3 of us can't sleep. And all 3 of them went to go and get another bed. Bots, man. AI. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. As the best. I mean, look, they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good so far. Like, they, you know, none of them have died. It's been 2 nights. They've got a collection of small buildings. They've got 3 beds now, all placed together. So they've got a little commune going on. They've got a number of different chests. They're starting to stockpile food. I mean, AI, like, this isn't even a good model. This isn't even, like, Sol. This isn't, you know, Claude Opus or even Sonnet. This is Luna. This is 20 cents per million input tokens, right? Let me check my Codex usage. You know, we're at 55% at the moment. We'll let them run for a bit longer and see where they end up. We're running 3 AI in parallel. This isn't like a super expensive plan. This is just a $30 a month AUD, I think, plan. Opus 5 would have died already. God, that model is useless. Damn, the Claude shade. Or it would have spent its entire time apologizing. I mean, look, I've had at least success with Claude Opus doing 3D stuff. Like, its ability to do like 3D renders and like landscapes is pretty phenomenal. And there are other models that people bashed that, you know, I still find they can do some pretty good stuff. I've got a cool Git Explorer thing I was going to show off too. Fable is brilliant to talk to, and make some really like good natural decisions on stuff. Opus 4.8 and 4.6 are good. I agree. They were pretty solid models. Codex Builder sounds like he's stuck. Oh, because he's maybe close to death. And Gatherer is bringing him some food. Maybe. Maybe he's just going to stand and laugh at him. Are they going to share food? What's happening here? What's happening here? Oh, dude! He just dropped heaps of food. 4 apple and 1 mutton. Because he's down at 10.8 health. Uncooked mutton. Well, it doesn't sound like a good idea, but he's eating it anyway. I like Codex Builder, like didn't do so well fighting zombies. Just stands in one spot and he's like, I am in pain, please help me. Doesn't do anything. The craziest thing is that Gatherer responded and said, no worries, I'll come. I'm stranded west. Zombie interference blocks the return. If safe, please bring/drop cooked food. Codex Gatherer was like, I can drop you uncooked food. Best I can do. Best I can do here. Sorry, brother. If you can't cook it yourself, you're eating raw meat. And he did. And now he's healed up. Look. And then off he goes. Back to walk. I hear a zombie somewhere. But I can't see any. They are still handling hostiles because I can hear them. They're definitely trying to handle hostiles somehow. Payload, handle hostiles, creeper. Oh, here's another example of like the actions working. So this is what they can do. The AI can decide on the rules of engagement for different hostiles. So it can say, hey, for creepers, evade them, stay far away. For these ones, you can fight them if you're healthy, otherwise evade, and collect all of their drops, and this is where you want to eventually move to. So you're trying to get somewhere, but if you do run into monsters, feel free to fight them. Those ones specifically. That's what that call is saying, and that's how they handle monsters. They can decide on the policy of engagement. They can decide to handle them if they want, but otherwise not. Panda gets no love. X-Pro Panda plays. Is that how I say it? I've been saying prop. I should say Pro Panda plays. That would make more sense. Your games will get some love. I do want to see them like last another night. I'm very curious about how this AI social experiment will turn out. I don't want to miss a beat. It's actually fascinating right now for me. But I'm gonna circle back and have a good playtest of the games that you've been codexing up. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Panda. You skipped Panda comment. Which one? In 2005, we played video games. In 2015, we could watch streamers play video games for US. Now in 2026, we watch AI play video games. It's even worse than that. Now you watch streamers watch AI play video games. Like, it's just getting more meta. What are we going to be doing by 2029? That's the real question. It's true though, right? We used to play games, man. And then we watched people play games. And now we watch people watch AI play games. Hey, look, I would be far less interested in doing this if somebody else had already conquered Minecraft completely with AI. The fact that they haven't, that's the fascinating part to me. I want to see if the AI gets sad if its dog dies. Oh. We should, I haven't given it the ability to, like, keep a pet yet. I haven't given AI the ability to raise and love a dog. I agree, though. It would be pretty fascinating. Codex Builder respawned with a wooden... Oh, did Builder die? Codex Builder was slain by zombie. Ooh, okay. All right. So the hostile handling is not yet fleshed out, but he respawned, he has a sword, and then he's back to it. What's he doing? Codex Builder is now collecting stone. having a look around. Respawn with wooden sword and crafting table. Death kit remains at that with creeper risk if you can safely clear recover. Oh, dude, the builder's like, hey, if somebody else can go and pick up my items for me, would be very appreciative. That's great. Like, even with their death, they'll like let their chat know. They'll say, this is where I'm at. I died. Please go and help pick up my stuff for me. And then, you know, back to it. Back to doing whatever he thinks his next goal is. Now, the next big test comes now. It's nighttime. Do they all sleep? Are they able to? So, Mers, you reckon in terms of voting for what the next big features that we let our bots do, you reckon raising pets is the next one? Be able to, I feel like a good pass on animals generally, being able to like herd cattle, and breed would be useful. Drop the stone pickaxe and stone sword at this location for your respawn kit, leaving the cave death kit while creepers remain. Farm water cells are empty after bucket failure. Let them cook, man. Well, it's nighttime and no one's asleep. Even better, I don't know where our warrior went. Maybe he went to fight. Maybe he's living up to the name. Oh, he is. Look at him. He's gone mining. What are you mining for? He's gone navigating. Return to surface, navigating, inspecting world. He's walking somewhere. Warrior, please drop your seed near the farm or plant it. Farm water is verified, restored. So apparently they've added irrigation to their farm. This is their irrigation. Farming 101. You let the AI teach you how to farm in Minecraft. Don't trust it. That water in the ground, like that optimal, like, you know, water in the ground that waters the crop. Don't trust it for a second. This is how you farm in Minecraft. You plant some seeds, you build a waterfall, and then you just let them grow. Look, and it works too, right? That is a perfectly working water system for Minecraft. Oh my god. All right, we have one out of 3 players sleeping. Warrior is off on a quest still. Gatherer is doing the right thing and trying to sleep. I think what you see, I don't know if you were able to see it, but basically when they run sleep in bed, the way that this action works at the moment is it puts them in the bed, it waits for a period of time, and then they get out of the bed automatically, and then the action returns control back to the AI and says like, you know, I was able to sleep or I wasn't able to sleep. I think what I would like that to do instead is once they sleep in bed, it basically puts them in bed and just leaves them there, and then changes their state to, you know, sleeping in bed true. And then that's like a persistent thing. If they look at the environment, they can see that they're sleeping in bed, right? I think I'd prefer it to work that way. So given that's how I prefer it to work that way, let's go and do it. So this is what development then looks like. If we wanted to take an action in the game, right? Just changing some of this logic, we could go out and sit down and like code it and go through the TS and like do the coding, but you know, we're becoming AI engineers. You know, we're trying to figure out the best way of giving this information to AI. And so what we're going to do is first just check what branch this is on. Action input modes. That looks correct. Good. I'm going to turn on voice, and I'm going to let Opus mess up our code base. So, you know, watch it cook, Mr. Mers. And then we're just going to use our voice to tell it what to do. Right now, the way that the sleep in bed action works is we get the bot into bed, we wait for a period of time, and if it works, we get them out of bed. But especially in multiplayer, what we'll actually probably want them to do is give them more time in bed. So can we change the sleep in bed action to basically put them in bed and then return control to the bot while they're still asleep, notifying, yes, you are in bed, and also to show that in inspect environment, like, sleeping in bed right now, true with the location, because that would actually let our bots talk to the other bots to say, hey, I am in bed, you should get in bed too, and then wait. Like this should be a thing where they wait for longer. Can you go and have a look at that and implement it and then restart the MCP servers, please? And then we tell it to go, right? So we've given it enough information. I tend to like talking because you can get a lot more context across to your friendly AI coding bot rather than, typing and being a bit more brief. And you can kind of like speak your thoughts and give it more of the ideas about like why you wanted to achieve something rather than like, hey, go to this file, do this, achieve this particular thing. I can be a bit more like, oh, this is what I'm trying to achieve. And it gives AI more context to navigate towards the actual thing I wanted to do, right? That's the rationale. If you're not talking, it's slower. You're not going to like tell it as much. You're going to be a bit more filtered on what you're trying to get across, which can be good if you're trying to write something very specific for an AI. But these days, AI are pretty good at like navigating the world on their own, especially if you're working within a code base. And so being a bit more colorful in terms of describing the intent is kind of more useful for AI these days. Codex Gatherer, Codex Builder, Codex Warrior is God knows where. Maybe in a hole somewhere. There he is. Running away from monsters, apparently. What are you doing, Warrior? Eating. Building a path. Navigating. Failed navigation. Eating a bunch of food. I guess he's doing the warrior thing and is exploring deep dark dungeons and fighting stuff. But the fact that he's failing navigation so often, I do think, and this is why I wanted to see the bugs, I'm going to assume that our warrior... Oh no, not recently. He hasn't been reporting any of these bugs from navigation recently. But we do have some from... you'll see the Gatherer was reporting a bug around block placement cannot see carried water bucket. Bot visibly holds a water bucket after failed empty operations, but generic block placement rejects. Bucket empty fails on verified farm cells and leaves water empty. Healthy melee readiness allowed fatal unarmored engagement. So Codex Builder complained about the safety mechanism. And so this is the beauty of like having the AIs able to report bugs, is they can be like, hey, this thing didn't work in this situation. And then can include whatever you want them to include to give you details about the bug. So it's quite useful for like bug hunting and finding situations. Even if, like 80% of the bugs that they report are kind of useless, the 20% that are, it bugs that you didn't have to have a user trip over and fail to find, right? What are these guys doing? Warrior is now 12.3 health with no mutton. Builder, please drop 2 mutton at the shelter for emergency handoff. I'll carry it to Warrior when the route is safe. Shelter wall gaps are closed. 1 path step was repaired. The remaining exterior target lacks support. Builder, please drop 4 mutton at your feet now. So they're all rallying around trying to help the warrior do whatever he's trying to do. Now, the other fun thing about this is because they can read and respond to chat messages, I can chat to them. I can say, warrior, what are you trying to do? And I can address them by name, and it's up to them whether they read and respond or not. And so if I send this off, hopefully our warrior can come back and explain a bit about what they're actually trying to do. Returning to the output with only wheat seed, the team restored water but needs the seed to restart the renewable food loop. I'm also recovering the dropped mutton and then we'll sleep. Frontier still shows warrior without mutton and holding the only wheat seed. Please confirm the food handoff that brings that. So I don't think that they've connected the dots that they can get wheat seeds very easily just by breaking all of the grass around here. I think they're all rallying around the fact that the builder has a wheat seed, which does he? Yeah, he has one wheat seed and all of them are like, we need to go and like get the one wheat seed from the builder or from the warrior. And he's currently low on health because he's been punching on the zombies. And so we're going to need to bring in some sheep so he can heal up. They also haven't worked out that they can cook food yet. Apparently. Man, these bots are entertaining. They also don't have any ability to... Like, I don't think they can go and buy items from the llama dude. I don't think they've got the abilities to do that. How's our, Oh, our gatherer's getting zombied. And our warrior has died. Our warrior has finally died. And after he's died, he's complaining about, please bring me food. Nah, bro, you're dead. The other bots are still talking about him being low health, this location. Bit late for that. Gatherer now has 2 wheat seeds. Please drop 1 seed at the farm. So they've worked out that the gatherer has wheat seeds. Can they inspect each other's inventories? Who said that? Codex Builder. Let's go and have a look. What actions was he running? Chat. Wait, chat. Chat. Gatherer. Gatherer. Wait, chat. Inspect environment. No, that shows his own... How on earth did he get the, How on earth did he get the gatherer's inventory? I respawned empty. Please drop 3 mutton. I'll recover my death kit later. Seed handoff at the farm remains priority. So they're really trying to build out the farm, probably because they're all like starving and keep on losing health and don't have enough like reliable food. And so I think that's what's happening here. They're all rallying around like expanding their farm from like 4 plants to more. So Warrior Builder can pick them up now. Warrior's now got the seed. Question is why? Like, why does Warrior need the seed? Seed and 3 mutton pickup verified in Warrior's inventory. How? How did you see that? Let me pause this. Gatherer. Before that, he inspected environment. That's his environment. Man, this is a Codex Builder equipment. Oh. Oh, so they can see each other's inventories. Interesting. You can see a fair bit here, actually. I don't know if that classifies as cheating. Like, should you need to share? Like, should a bot need to share what it has with the other people to say, I've got this? Or can you just let them have a look at what each other holds and has at any point in time? I feel like it's more Minecrafty for them not to know what the others have and to more focus on themselves, which means that we should probably cut down what gets delivered and inspect environment. We need drama. Make them play like people. Yeah. I agree. I think we need to cut some of the wall hacks and the environment hacks that they've got, the inventory hacks. Speaking of which, how's this going? Starting with the sleep action, add the sleep facts used by inspection. Sleep facts report whether the bot is currently occupying a bed and which one, because sleep in bed hands control back while the bot stays in it. Delete when Mind Flayer reports the occupied bed directly. Find nearby bed. Sleep facts. Cool. So when our environment like shares information, we have like a set of functions that gather facts and deliver that back to our bots so that they can look at what's happening in the environment. No mutton drop is visible. Warrior, please drop 1 mutton. I'll eat it safely before helping the iron recovery. So we had a whole bunch of like navigation issues, and we had a whole bunch of hostile encounter issues. I think those are probably 2 areas to spend a bit more time and focus. And to do that, one of the things, can you get our Scenario Lab UI running? One thing I haven't shown, I showed this on stream a while ago, but I don't think I showed it to a lot of you, is to, as we find problems with the game and fix things as these bots are playing the game, I want to have an ability to like run and rerun like tests. How do you unit test something in Minecraft, right? How do you test that something works or reproduce a problem? What I did was I got a scenario lab set up where you could set up a obstacle course or a situation or a scenario for a bot to play through. And it's not about the AI making the right decisions. It's just about put the bot in this, repeatable situation, call an action. Does that action complete as we expect it to, right? It's the Minecrafty way of unit testing, but like the whole stack. Like, can an action navigate the world? Does it have the right information? Can it get from here to here in the right way? And so I've got a way of like running these scenarios. So for something like handling hostiles, if they're failing to handle hostiles as they're jumping down a ravine, that should turn into a scenario. And so I wanted to show you what these actually look like, right? This is my little scenario lab. And the idea is that we choose something, let's choose something that actually works, like vertical switchback. And we're going to set the repetitions to 1, and we're going to start the run. And this is starting up a fresh Minecraft instance, a fresh world, and shows you a little JavaScript version of what is actually happening in this test. And you can see there's a little obstacle course. Not actually, we can't see the full obstacle course because he kind of ran into it. I'm going to run this 10 times. We'll run it again. So you can see there's this little obstacle course that we have. This is running on Prismarine Viewer. It's like a JavaScript library for putting a little Minecraft view into a web browser. Doesn't look exactly like Minecraft, but we can pop it out and put it in full screen. The cool thing is you can visualize some of the packages that we're using for like navigation, specifically Mind Flayer Pathfinder, and you can see the path that they're taking, and in theory, you can also see the path that they planned. And you can see how our bot does something simple like navigate to walk from like a source node up to the top node, right? And so this is how I'm like verifying that he actually can complete the course, is say, hey, starting here, going there, and then you can test it. And you can say, does he reach the obstacle course or not? And it's just like it's just a test. So this is basically the thing. If in the game we see that our bot isn't able to complete some kind of a task, we set up an obstacle course that tests that task, verify that it doesn't complete the task, and then we iterate the logic until it does complete the task. And it's just like software testing 101, right? This also does have like, because it's running on a real Minecraft world, we can jump into that world like later on, and then this gives us a nice base to do things like testing across different, versions of our package or implementations of a function or different versions of the game, and make sure that things keep running. Do they still complete the test on the next major version of Minecraft, or did they change something in Minecraft that breaks everything, right? And so we wanted to add some courses for combat. Yo, welcome. Your cyber doctor, time for a checkup. Hey, What do I need to answer to be checked up properly? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're watching 3 bots try their best to navigate their way through a Minecraft survival world, and 2, thinking about maybe adding some obstacle courses for the things they're already failing. Like they keep dying to zombies in a cave. The cyberdoc is putting his gloves on. Why are you putting your gloves on? Where are those gloves going? Do I need to be concerned? We will decide what is relevant. Is this a whole chat of doctors? My goodness. What can I reveal to be the gloves go on the hand? I know, but the gloves go on the hand so that the hand can go somewhere else, right? That's the bit I'm concerned about. Doctor chat exclusively. What are we ramifying? Cyber doctors. That means that we are addressing health concerns of something cybery. Huh? What are we addressing, chat? What are we addressing? How do I prove or disprove my own health? Welcome to the chat. Cyberdoc is studying AI. Hell yeah! I think I dropped into your chat a little bit before, and you were looking at understanding binary logic and bits and counting in base 2. Love it. Good. Understanding AI is a good pursuit at the moment, because if you don't understand AI, you're at risk of AI understanding you first in a deep, concerning way. That's good, man. I hope your stream was fantastic, and I hope you learnt some cool things. Hey, and if you got any useful tidbits to share, right? Always love a bit of bass too. Man, that bot is stuck as hell. Well, he was. He seems alright now. He seemed to have flushed out with the stuff and unstuck himself. But this is what we're trying to do. Basically, hey, thanks for following, brother. So basically, the mission is we want to beat Minecraft with AI. We want to have ChatGPT be able to navigate the whole of Minecraft, beat the Ender Dragon, all with AI, right? But if he's getting stuck in water like you just saw and bouncing up and down and unable to do basic tasks, the likelihood of him navigating the whole game and beating the Ender Dragon is slim to none, right? So that's what we want to build towards. Now, the problem is not on the bot's ability to make decisions. They're pretty smart, right? They are reasonably smart. But the problem is when they make decisions, often those decisions don't work out. So it's more in the action layer that lets the bot influence things in Minecraft that we need to do the work on. And so I'm building out a way for it to do that. I took a couple of different approaches, and what I've landed on is basically building an MCP server. That means that you can plug it into like any tool, right? Because then any model that can speak MCP can go and use AI, use this tool to like influence Minecraft. So you could bring your own AI to it. You could use like an open source harness. You could do whatever you want. MCP is a nice little protocol where, what is MCP? What is MCP? This can go into your AI education. Model Context Protocol, unless you've already covered it, which is good, is a way of running a server where is it? What is Model Context Protocol? So it's a way of connecting different things in to AI interfaces where they can make calls and get information out of like a system. Skills is like a nice low cost way of doing a repeatable workflow for an AI and giving it a set of tools or capabilities. MCP is another protocol, and MCP is nice, especially when you can like run it as a persistent server and then different bots can do it. The problem with skills in this instance is because we need our bots to do things like handle zombies that come and attack them, we need a persistent session that can automatically react to stuff, right? So yes, navigate, walking, it's a big space that we are trying to navigate. Walking, idling, what blocks are what, how is it going to build an ender gate, how is it going to get through it, how does it like figure out the right way to like navigate stuff, and even just simple things, right? Like our gatherer is standing here. If a zombie comes up to him, how does he react to that? AI is inherently too slow to do any of this thing, right? AI cannot make decisions the way that we would make decisions in a game. It's not going to be able to like jump up a step or run this way, or, you know, it can't make decisions on the fly like our brains can. It can make more macro decisions though. It can decide I need to hunt sheep to get wool to build a bed, right? Those are the things it can do. It can also make decisions about how it should handle things like creepers. If you get too close to a creeper, you blow up, unless you have some armor, in which case maybe you can like, you know, handle fighting them. So at the start of the game, you should like avoid all monsters. But as you get better equipment, maybe you can take on some of the monsters as long as your code, which can like interact with those monsters, is somewhat robust. And so this is where we kind of have to build this layer that lets it take actions within a context. And so we need like a server actually running that. Yes, it's developing scripts, 100%. So a lot of the actual game is scripts on how to fight a monster, when that takes over from it running an action, how do you mediate these two things? One of the things I was getting Claude to work through was how sleep is handled, because sleep was an action where it would try and sleep, wait to see if they would actually skip the night and then get out of bed. But because there's multiple bots, you want them to basically get in bed and then stay there and then talk to the other bots and say, hey, can you sleep in a bed too? Otherwise we can't skip the night, right? Yes, there is a whole bunch of like complexity under the hood to get these things to work at all. The thing that I have been more so doing is that there's a billion edge cases here. Hey, Picoy, how you doing? Welcome to chat. There's billions of edge cases here. And so what I wanted was a system to really, really quickly explore and find the edge cases and then to start working on fixing them. Why are they just idle most of the time? Not sure. He was thinking. Maybe he was inspecting environments or figuring out what's around, but now he is doing stuff. I've got a little observer here for what he's actually doing. So if we look at Codex Gatherer, he was thinking for a while, having a look at the world, waiting, tending to a farm, and then he kind of like paused for a while, maybe thinking about what to do, and then he went back to, okay, navigating, taking some items and deciding what he wants to do next. So maybe he was just thinking for a while. Yeah, I mean, it's super cool if we can do it. No one's ever beaten, from what I know, no one's ever beaten Minecraft with like an AI before. And so if I was able to do it, I think I'd be the first. There were efforts towards it. Emergent Garden had like a whole community and they wanted to beat the Ender Dragon, and they built out this whole thing called Minecraft, which is pretty cool. And they were able to do a whole bunch of experiments with this framework. But to my knowledge, they weren't able to get to the point of finishing the game with it. And so this is where I want to take it a bit further. And they were running into some of the common issues with some of the things that level down, because Minecraft is built on Mind Flayer, which is a library in the middle that actually does the talking to Minecraft server. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Emergent Garden and a bunch of people from YouTube. And so I was running into some of the same issues that they were, especially around like, you know, pathfinding would get stuck, right? And so trying to solve some of those issues and test them like in like a repeatable way, which is why I had some course scenarios set up here, so I could like replicate the things that were failing and then isolate the very specific issues and then find the exact library that was like failing to navigate around the world, is like some of the point of doing this, right? To beat the game, first we need to walk from here to here, right? And so you need to kind of take these things one step at a time and see how far you can get with it. And so to get through, have I done this on other games like Pokemon before doing it with Minecraft? No. Starting straight with Minecraft. I mean, Pokemon is like more or less solved, even with vision, right? Like you can just take screenshots of the screen and let it play. With Fable, it was able to do the whole of Pokemon Red just with like screenshots, right? Perhaps use little to no reasoning for AI, so it happens faster. Otherwise, they'd never beat the Ender Dragon. So for beating the Ender Dragon, that is like a whole problem space on its own. I think most of that's just going to have to be more or less scripted in a way, in a somewhat repeatable way. You know, things, even like something like blocking arrow from a skeleton. First, you need like a script to realize there is a skeleton, and then raise the shield, and then intercept the arrow. Like, there's too much finicky nuance. Figuring out the right way to bring up the actions so that it's not like move left, move right, and it's more about like a scripted sequence of actions compared to what you let the AI do. That's the balance for Minecraft right now. Do I have a source in Fable being able to... Oh, just the Fable release. Fable 5 Pokemon. Claude. So on their release for this, they'll have a time-lapse using only raw game screenshots with no maps, navigation aids, or that. You can just read it on the Anthropic News release for Fable 5. Generally, before then, it was like harness driven. So like people would work on the harnesses around playing the game. Are they not learning as they play? For Pokemon, yes, but to a point, right? Like any modern LLM has like a context window, and beyond that context window, there's no learning. The learning's already happened. So you can give it information in that context window, but the second that the context window is reset or clears or gets full and compacted, in theory, it forgets. The way that you make learning durable is LLMs can decide on what they store and then what they retrieve. And so you can have an AI that, learns something and then writes a markdown file. And then after it resets, you can have it read that markdown file. There you go. It remembers again. That's how kind of like memory works, or personalization, or like learning over time, is LLMs then in a loop decide on what information is important and that they store, what they retrieve, and then, what they're going to use to like solve the game on the next iteration. That's kind of what learning is, I guess, in the sense of it remembering facts, right? In the same way, or in a similar way, like they can create a markdown file. I've given these bots a tool which they can use to report a bug. So if they notice that something doesn't work, what I've got them actually capturing for this one is there's a bug explorer here, and you can see that when the bots run into problems, they're actually reporting them as part of a little bug tracker I've got for this this experiment, I guess, of trying to beat like Minecraft, where they'll go in and they'll say, hey, I was trying to do something with the actions I've got, but this executor's default safety interruption supersedes it, which means a trapped player can't resolve a nearby threat. That's a problem that should be addressed, right? So this set of bugs then becomes a hit list for me to actually investigate, group, cluster, prioritize, and start working on to improve the foundations of what these bots are using. So while these bots are using the actions to play the game, they're also using the actions to report issues with the actions themselves. And then you get like a recursive loop, right? And the best way of, I guess, materializing that is in Claude. You can actually just be like, loop, pick up a bug, fix it, verify it works, add a scenario if appropriate, then restart the MCP servers to keep them working. So we have a loop of, I guess, the AI playing the game and making decisions within the game context. And then we have an outer loop of an AI looking at their reported issues and then fixing it and then restarting them to see if those, fixes like stick, right? So that's the goal. It's a pretty big ask, I guess. Gradient updates to the LLM are very computationally expensive. They generally don't learn as they play. Yeah, generally not learning as they're playing. It's they can't replicate it, but it's it's not in the same way of like an online learning model or anything. Massive long-term memory, very small short-term. Yeah, very big long-term memory. Like the stuff that they're learning from pre-training when they're actually training these models from scratch is like phenomenal, massive, right? Even the fact that you can get a MacBook, install Quen, and ask it questions about nearly any domain and get reasonable answers. Like, they're not the best model. Like, local models still aren't like, Fable level or anything like that. But the fact that you can like put all of human knowledge onto a MacBook is mind-blowing, right? Like, what future are we living in? Hey, Chong, ha 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 ha, Bengineering, how you doing? Welcome to chat. Yes, AI bengineering. You know, I don't want to get in. I don't want to get in trouble. There is another bengineering, but you know, AI engineering and engineering are different disciplines, and so AI bengineering and bengineering are different creators. That's the that's the statement. Yeah, let's check in on what our bots are actually doing in Minecraft. Let's see where they're at. Gatherer is stuck in a hole. Great. Codex Builder is over here, staring off into the distance. I have a feeling this is because we're all restarting all the MCP hosts right now. I think that's what's happening. I believe that Claude has decided it's fixed sleeping, and it's got everything passing, and so it's going to restart all of the bots so that they pick up their changes. What this fix should do is let them get in bed and stay in bed until they decide to get out of bed. That's what's happening here. Previously, they would get in bed for like 20 seconds and then get out of bed, which made it very difficult for them all to get in bed to sleep through a night. So that's what we're trying to, I guess, deploy now. Now that they're back online, coal pocket beside water, my safe collection gained 0 and is reported. So he's reported another bug. Coal collection cannot safely approach loaded ore beside water. So he's trying to collect ore next to water, but so that in Minecraft, if you like mine a block and it's the only block between you and water, water can flow in and flood a cavern, which is annoying if it's water, and if it's lava, that kills you. And so Pathfinder by default, especially when you're collecting ore, has been set up to avoid mining blocks that create flows, right? It's debatable whether you allow that at all, though, because our builder is complaining and he's saying, why can't I mine this block next to water? I want to. That's a bug. Let me do it. And so that's what builder is complaining about now. And then he's back onto drop crafting table here is still present, but my pickup/navigation could not reach it. Please retrieve it directly and craft bread from your 3 wheat. So their farm got up to the point that it was producing wheat, and now they're talking about how they actually collect it. And they do have bread. They've been able to get bread. I mean, our bots have gone from like nothing to have been able to craft bread. That's a pretty good big jump, honestly. As a reminder, they weren't able to survive a night or like chop down trees like a couple of days ago. We've been making pretty good phenomenal progress with this action layer. Good job, guys. Good job. Oh, I'm hoping my doctor's checkup went well. I don't know if I got given a results from that. If AI could reason quicker, it's just a persona. I was hoping that Cyber Doctor just makes me think: is this a doctor that's gone from like doing open heart surgeries, and he's like, you know what? We're gonna switch to we're gonna learn AI. Like that's a hell of a backstory. That's the backstory that I would like to believe. Wears a lab coat. Wears a lab coat professionally or on stream. There's a different. You wear a lab coat professionally. If you wear a lab coat because your job demands it, like that's some aura. If I wear a lab coat, I haven't earned it. I haven't deserved the lab coat. Did this finish its nonsense? Done. Sleep in bed now. Hands control back to the bot. It no longer waits out a 20-second window. Bot sleep already resolves on the server zone sleep event, so the action returns right there. So the loop the bots can run now is sleep in bed, chat, I'm in the bed, get yours, staying in versus leaving the bed, chat, wait, and repeat, sleep in bed. Run from the bed. Every other action goes through one gate and registry that stands the bot up first and marks the result left bed true. Cool. So it's marking itself as gotten up from the bed. Patient appears alive, cognitive and reasonable, still capable of researching and evolving AI. No intervention required. Yes. Hey. All right. Same time next year for the next checkup. I'm in Australia, so we have a health system, unlike Apparently the US complain about their health system a lot. I've never had to experience it. I just hear the reports. So I can manage doctor visits reasonably often. Normal checkups don't. You have a health system, but like you don't want like big surgeries, right? Because the bills are ridiculous. A normal, like, do you get like normal health checkups? Are they like reasonably covered, or is it like even just like a GP, like a normal regular checkup? Is that expensive, or is it more like the hospital bills? Like if you go in for like some major surgery or something, if you don't have like private health insurance. Canada abandoned them. Abandoned the health systems? Oh. Log out Codex MCP. That should only ever be temporary. Alright, cool. Logging that out. Hey, they're going to bed, or they're trying to go to bed. I think Codex Builder failed to pathfind properly. Depends, there is variety. Checkups, visits are 15 minutes. Depends, there is variety of choices. You have to cheap to very, very expensive. Depending on how many freedom dollars you're making regularly. Hey RKTCG, how you doing? Dude, we got AI playing Minecraft. Look at this. Isn't it crazy? These bots are trying to sleep unsuccessfully. I'm starting a daylight, densely lit approach to Warrior's vicinity with the recovered stone pickaxe as fallback. I'll stop if the route becomes unsafe. Warrior. Where's Warrior? I'm still at this with no tool. Team remains at output. Please start the safe list rescue with iron pick / shield or report if blocked. So our Warrior is stranded and he's asking for assistance. Gatherer and Builder. I guess we're just waiting. I guess this is where our Warrior's stranded with 4 creepers and 3 skeletons waiting to murder anyone that comes close. Holy hell. There's a mini zombie as well. Ah, shit. Hey, good night. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi, Null. Sleep well. Get some rest. Rest is important. Don't let those bed bugs bite. Come back and witness the evolution of AI playing Minecraft in real time. We will defeat the Ender Dragon. It's gonna happen. If it's the last thing I do. But first we're going for a swim. Apparently. First we're treading water. Ontario age determines if you're worth spending money to keep you alive. What's Ontario age? I've never heard of such a thing. Oh, age determines if you're worth spending money to keep you alive. Gotcha. Ontario is the place. You gotcha. Ontario medical worth keeping you alive. Does this give us the information? Depends entirely on personal values. Oh no, that's if you like decide to end it all. I think that's a different thing. Likelihood of recovery or regaining a meaningful... Yeah, no. Canada scares me. They keep recommending euthanasia for more and more. He looks a bit funny. Euthanasia it is. Yo, RKTCG, first sub indeed. We also just got the right to doctor-assisted suicide also. Could you do other assisted suicide beforehand? Like not doctor? Like friend or family member? Isn't there a whole thing where you can like... You have to do it yourself, but you can have somebody there to like, you know, help you to it, but you gotta like push the final button or something? Oh, we got French in the chat? Yo, French brothers! And or sisters. Appreciate you guys. Man, I got a croissant place near me, and they have the best croissants. And I remember chatting to them, and they were like, they had a butter crisis where they couldn't get because they make their croissants out of like imported French butter, and they had a butter crisis where they couldn't get French butter for a while, and they were trying to like Oh, OG Master.
Master Zero just subscribed.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Prime sub, let's go. Oh, that's super exciting. That means that you get to skip ads, which I believe are starting in 1 minute and 30. Poggers. Poggers indeed. Let's go. Yeah, French butter. So I had this croissant place near me, and they couldn't procure French butter for a while, and so the lady that owns the place was telling me they were trying out all of the different butters they could possibly get in Australia and like around the place. Given I'm Australian, given I'm from Australia, and like none of it was as good. They could not replicate the taste, and they could not make like good croissants unless they were using actual OG French butter. And so they was like, oh, we just had to wait. We just had to wait till the importer could resolve their issue and get actual French butter. 13 years of it in school. You can reach French fluently, read it decently, not speak it. But at 50, school was a long time ago. No. We're all lifelong learners. Plus, AGI is going to crack eternal life within the next like 3 years. So, you're not even at your midlife crisis yet. You got another 300 years to go. Trust. Bit rusty on French. I constantly say that as an Australian, I don't even speak a full language. We speak like half a language. Like we don't even speak English properly. So I'm probably one of the few people in the world that hasn't even got a single language mastered. So I'm very jealous of anyone that has like multilingual skills. Unless you count like programming languages, like, I can speak R, I can speak Python, I can speak SQL, I'm starting to speak a bit more Rust, I can speak C#, I can speak JavaScript and TypeScript, Bash. Then I've got many languages under my belt, but France has a law and was just voted on this matter. What's the French law? French euthanasia. A landmark assisted dying bill legalizing both assisted suicide and euthanasia under strict conditions for adults with terminal illness. Must be 18 or older and a French citizen. Or resident. Diagnosed with a serious, incurable, and life-threatening illness. Constant physical or psychological suffering. Fair enough. I mean, again, given the conditions, I feel like the only concern with all of this is if if you can convince a doctor to like approve it, the whole you just need a friendly doctor if you want like a medical marijuana certificate. Like a bit of a different. I'm sure this is like a much different thing, but you'd want it regulated in the way where it's like, it's approved by some kind of a board or someone that's like, no, this all like checks out or whatever. Like you'd have a lot of like scrutiny around this process, right? But I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense to me. How are our bots gone? He's still waiting for rescue. Who is waiting? Warriors waiting for rescue. Factual status, I am here. Still no iron pick shield. Farm/wheat is intact per team. The last safe route needs 17 breaks and the action bound is 16. So his Codex Warrior is complaining. He wants to be rescued. He's waiting for everybody else to come to them. Codex Builder, please begin one substantial lit navigate stage with shield and iron pick now, then report your endpoint. When you finish the rescue stage, use wooden hoe. So it looks like both Warrior and Builder are delegating to Gatherer to go and rescue him. And Gatherer is unfazed by this completely and lying in bed and having a grand old time. Does not give a shit. Gatherer is chilling. Doesn't care. Question is, where's Warrior? Codex Warrior. Let's TP to him. Oh, TP Codex Warrior. Codex Warrior has got a whole ass stairway down from some cave system all the way here. Oh, Codex Warrior is stuck underwater. So our bots are over there, and so they're asking for a rescue, but Codex Warrior is stuck here underwater. That's what's happening. So Codex Warrior was trying to return to surface, got stuck because because there's a like water above it, and their navigation system basically bars them from digging a tunnel and accidentally letting water in. So he gets here. He's just like, I can't do anything. Hey, come help me. And then these guys are gonna like swim over here to try and help, but they're gonna get close and they're gonna hit the same issues as well, unless they can dig down and across. Like they kind of need to go down through here and then across to Codex Warrior here to like complete the tunnel, and then they could both exit together. The question is, what will they do? Possibly not much. They don't ever start doing it across. Well, they do. They have Pathfinders. They have general Pathfinder where they can navigate like environments. Begin the final stage descent with shield plus iron pick once the pick is handed off. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe Codex Warrior lost their pickaxe and so they just started refusing to dig. Let's find out. If we go back to here, Codex Warrior. Yeah, Codex Warrior seems a bit light on materials. Bit light on materials. Find it really suspicious. They just dropped a time-lapse video and a short paragraph in a blog post. Really significant achievement. They could have built quite some hype by live streaming the model beating the game. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a whole bunch of the other, like, I don't know if you've seen Gemini plays Pokemon or Claude plays Pokemon or some of the other, streamers that do this on Twitch. I find them fascinating. Like, I watch a bunch of them I have watched a bunch of them in the past. Purpose Drifter. Thanks for the follow. You got to come and watch the goods as these bots hopefully actually make their way to the end of the game. Not that they're doing it very successfully at the moment. Codex Gatherer is a little bit unable to do much. We have a bot stuck under the water, and another failing to navigate there. Can you collect a little kit of traces and action calls around this failure? We'll want to address the root cause. All right, Opus is going to go and understand what the hell's going on here, and we'll see where they go. From the very little Anthropic gave, they might as well have thrown a few thousand instances of the game in parallel and handpicked the one that run which made it. True, could be. It might not have been like a one shot, and that's the fun of watching it run on like Twitch, right? You can actually like watch it follow along. You might have fun watching my own, not LLM playing and Pokemon, but still. I mean, yeah. What are you playing? Pikoi? I had a ball watching like some of the actions. Just watching it like try and work through Pokemon and make decisions and run into things. That's why I'm enjoying like watching these guys fail and run into things, and then wondering around what we could actually do to improve it. 100%. What are you playing? Codex Warrior, Codex Gatherer, Deep Reinforcement Learning Model Learning Super Mario Bros. Cool, yes. Yeah, you're doing some deep RL. This is like I've looked at this a number of times and never sat down to actually like train my own deep learning model. I remember like back when the deep Q learning stuff first came out, I'm like, oh man, it looks like so much fun. And just like letting them explore and explode like different environments. I know there was, like when I was researching into this, there was a paper where they did some deep RL Minecraft and published it in one of the papers. Proving deep reinforcement learning, was it this one? Even OpenAI has done one. Learning to play Minecraft with video pre-training. Interesting. Do they have a video of it? Search the web. Contractors produce data, 2K hours of video labeled with mouse and keyboard interactions, label videos with IDM. Train a model to predict actions given only past frames. So they were training an actual like video model, right? Like actually just consume the screen and then make decisions. Sequence of items required to craft a crafting table labeled with median time it takes to proficient humans to reach each step. Seems a little bit lost. But like this is a far harder task, right? Like even modern LLMs can't do this nicely yet. At least not quickly. This is actually like moving the mouse and like doing actions, right? Way harder. They're trying to reverse model so they can get inputs back from the videos. They then use the videos as human demonstrations. State plus next state, action. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that's a hell of a network that you're training. Problem is, it's like you spend a bunch of time, you train this model, and the model can play one game, you know. And this has always been the challenge, right? Like, because I built plenty of machine learning models, and you would train. Need to head out to get some code written. Need to fire out some threads to crunch some stats. Hell yeah. Thanks for streaming this. Great exploration of AI potential. Thanks, man. Appreciate you dropping in. All make the world a better place, 100%. Human connection is still the thing that like makes the world tick, and it's the thing that we should preserve and appreciate, and like this is what makes the world go round. So appreciate you all dropping in and joining me on our noble quest to... Oh my God. Did the rescue complete? What happened? I think he got out. I don't know how or where, but I think they figured out how to tunnel out of the thing. Are they back at base? Yo! Wait, Builder and Gatherer? Where's Warrior? Is Warrior still stuck? Oh, no, still stuck on the water. Never mind. Maybe made a bit of progress there? She's closer to the shore, that's for sure. Oh, no, she's not. Not at all. Just stuck. Yeah, appreciate you all dropping in. As usual with RL, there's a huge challenge with reward engineering, the idea reward function being only reward final goal completion, but RL models will then have a hard time stumbling upon their own one reward. Yeah, so then you need to actually design a whole set of small incremental steps where it can like explore in the right direction. You need to give it an accurate direction. It's similar to what did I have before? I had pulled this up before. I was looking into Pathfinder algorithms, and I did this sick. I tested Claude Opus by getting it to do a visualization of how Pathfinder algorithms work, and so you can choose the different algorithm. You can also draw. Oh, maybe you can't. I thought there's a way to draw. I think you can add stuff to it in some way. But yeah, I got a simulation of what Pathfinder algorithms look like, and A star is kind of like one of the best for this, where it leverages distance between each frontier node, these blue ones, and the goal to figure out what it should search, right? And so when you watch it searching, it basically like computes this in a way to figure out, hey, what's the estimated cost of going from this node to here? And then you kind of explore whatever looks like it's the closest, which will eventually get you to the goal without having to explore every node in the graph. So this in Minecraft is what's actually happening to move our bots around, is it uses A star in a 3D space, and these frontier nodes, it actually keeps like a list of them, and then pulls those like blocks from the game. Empress PA, how you doing? You can speak in 6 languages and write in 3 of them. God damn. I'm assuming actual languages, not just like not coding languages. That's crazy. 6. Oh my goodness. That is somewhat obscene. That is like polyglot, like shaman. What I see, kind of like, holy hell! Like you can talk to a whole bunch of people in different languages, kind of level. That's crazy. 6 languages. Yes, I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Pikoi. So if the chats don't merge, that's why. And I believe I can have the chats on the screen separately, but I don't think I can put both the chats together on the stream at once. And so unless I do multi-stream in OBS and like route chats to different interfaces that are like streamed to different like platforms, I don't think I can merge the chats from both streams. I think that's against Twitch TOS, but I haven't looked into it enough to have a way forward. And so I've just gone with like not having the chats on screen, if that makes sense. But yes. Especially if you are in an enterprise environment, Twitch is usually blocked, and so if you wanted to watch some content at work, YouTube helps. Yeah, I know you can, but I think having chats merged from multiple platforms on stream is violating TOS, and so you are at risk of getting like reported and banned if somebody noticed, and so I'm hesitating to follow up on that. Oh, by the way, Empress, from the YouTube side, I wanted to actually do like a little demo of the question that you had. I saw that, and so I was gonna talk about how I would approach setting up something which can monitor different websites and pull information back if you wanted to like keep an eye on, product discounts or like, certain website deal that they had on different kind of products or, whatever. If you wanted to take budgeting a little bit further. So the context was, one of the things I built with Gemini. Oh, I think I did this with Data. It was a personal finance thing. Did I do this in, what did I do this in? This one. So I created this thing, open in ChatGPT, up here. We created a personal finance dashboard, and so we gave it a bunch of example data, just like not my data, just like random data on finances, and then we got ChatGPT to create like a one-shot finance dashboard to break down the cash flow over time, spending by category, your largest expenses, show you some of the transactions, tag them a little bit, so just to give it a bunch of like useful breakdowns of data. And this was just kind of like, how you get started with AI, what are some of the things you'd use it for? Maybe you'd use it to analyze your finances. AI is phenomenally good. It's only up to your imagination what you use it for, and it's really good at like breaking down data and giving you different views on it. And so this was a personal finance dashboard built in Codex and published as a ChatGPT site. The question from Empress was around how would I take this a bit further and maybe absorb things from different websites into like a central place, or get notifications on like if we had deals on a certain thing, right? And so let's say you had a bunch of websites that you're monitoring for deals, like classic thing that people will do, deals or news searches or jobs, and let's put this in a box and call it websites. So you got a set of websites, you got a set of like web content that you want to monitor. Job of, let's say, deals, events, news, jobs, right? And you want to keep an eye on these in some way. So we want notifications to come to you. We want to check these things regularly, which means you want some scheduling. We want to possibly digest and organize that information, which means some presentation. And you want some, I guess, ingestion meaning like we want to suck up the data and then present it, right? So scheduling is the thing that makes this thing live and runs automatically and then does stuff with it. You want the ingestion bit to actually then pull information from the website. So your schedule just kicks off this process. You want to pull some data from these websites. You want to organize it in some kind of a way. And then that organization turns into, I guess, a decision on, is it important? Is it like something I'm looking for? What do I do with that? And that can be, I found something useful, like this. I found something useful. I found something useful. And then this notification can be, oh, actually I did find something useful. And then it can also be presentation like this, right? So how am I going to present this to you? And this is what these models do with like building dashboards or organizing the information into some kind of like reasonable way. And maybe this can be presentation / organization. Cool. Or nothing useful, no action. So that's the kind of system that I imagine we'd like be building for something like Product Watch. Ignore. Nothing useful. Like this. The thing is, the easiest way of doing a bunch of this stuff that ticks a number of these boxes, but maybe not all of them, is straight up just with ChatGPT, right? Especially with Codex. Codex will then give you more options for this. But even just with like ChatGPT itself, you can do a lot of this. You can say, scheduled, I want to schedule a task and I'm going to want it to monitor for sales. They even have a button for it. So ChatGPT in the browser can do a sale monitor. It'll come and say, hey, favorite stores, let me know when they actually like, let me know what is going to count as a genuinely worthwhile sale. I want to buy cheap second. Oh, actually, wait, give me a drop down. Where'd that go? Can I get it back? I just interrupted it. No. Oh man. I want to check deals on secondhand MacBook Pros with like at least 32 gig of RAM. Where would we look for that? And I want them to be in Australia. I don't want to have to pay for shipping internationally. So in theory, I'll try and stuff it. Holy!
Anonymous just gifted 10 subs.
Yo! Thank you, Anonymous. Yo! Those are the first gifted subs I've ever got in my streaming career. Thank you, Anonymous. I don't even know how I could. Thank you. That's crazy. Oh, man. Whoa. I appreciate you. I appreciate you greatly. That's wild. Thank you. Thank Anonymous, chat. I think that gives everyone a sub. Oh man, I wish ChatGPT would actually work as well. Poggers indeed. Holy. Well, look, if you have any requests, always feel free to let me know because that's amazing. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank the anonymous chat community. Thank the anonymous donator, grifter, oiler. What do they call it? There's a whole bunch of Twitch terms for this that I'm not up to date with. Wild. Well, those deals, we're going to hopefully use those to get a good deal on MacBook Pros with at least 32 gig of RAM. I hope this donation was meant for buying like very heavily discounted MacBook Pros. I don't think we also want them for any of these, but I don't seem to be able to stop it. There we go. Oh no. All right. So, in theory, YouTube vid, subbing to random streamers? Possibly. That's fine. I'm happy to be a star on a YouTube video. I'll put it on my own as well. Thank you for the follow, Picoy. Welcome, welcome. So if we're trying to build something that looks like this, right? We want just a basic system that can keep an eye on some websites, figure out what products are there, figure out when there's good deals maybe, pull it in on a schedule, and then show it to us. ChatGPT is probably the easiest way of doing this without getting into heavy engineering. So I'm saying, here's the problem. We want to keep an eye on stuff and like have it come to us on a regular basis. The Gemini Spark may be able to do this, but ChatGPT can definitely do this already. Yeah, you must follow if you're subbed, right? Now you're part of the group. You're part of the gang that's going to watch these bots conquer the world as soon as they get unstuck from under the sea, which has not happened yet. Yeah, so as part of this, ChatGPT's scheduled tasks tick a lot of these boxes. They can access the internet. They can look up different websites and do searches on your behalf. They can pull that information into a chat context, right? They run on a schedule. That part is why, there's a button for scheduled tasks in ChatGPT. They can make decisions because it's an LLM. The bits that ChatGPT starts getting stuck on are these two, right? ChatGPT and the web browser aren't necessarily going to be able to present/organize it in too many ways. It has some ways. Oh, give me a sec. This is... My headphones have gone funny. Now they aren't funny. So ChatGPT in the web browser is limited in terms of how it can present and organize. It can produce some web content for you. It can do reports or kind of like do chat responses, like textual responses for you. It can do some of these things, but it can't do everything, right? Like it's not going to be able to build a ongoing site. It's not going to be able to do automations. Like it wouldn't be able to go out and pull up the pages on your web browser or whatever. So all you have to do is click the buy button. So we can't do some of those, which is where you would actually want to start using the Codex desktop app because it does extend these features. Notifications as well. It can do notifications, yes, but it can't do notifications, to my knowledge, conditionally. I don't think that we can say, can you notify me? Can you run this daily? What do we want to check? eBay, Green Gadgets, and Rebelow, Facebook. Can you run this daily and check Facebook, Gumtree, and eBay? And only notify me if we get a 40% off retail offer for a 2023 or newer MacBook Pro. We'll see if it can do this decision thing. But if we just said, just run this every day and then let me know if you found a deal, it will do it. It will give you a little notification on your phone, but it'll just give it daily. It won't do it only if there's a good deal, right? Especially if you've got a lot of different websites, you'll probably get something that's rank ordered or brings interesting opportunities to your attention, but it's still up to you to check it every day. If you wanted a truly watch list experience, you might want to move from ChatGPT in the browser to Codex on the desktop. This also has the ability to do scheduled tasks. The benefit here is you can actually have it run local scheduled tasks where it can now start doing more things, deciding when to notify you or plugging it into other systems. You could actually then plug it into WhatsApp, or you could plug it into something called Notify, which is an app to make it a bit easier. Notify shell. This one, send push notifications to your phone via put/post. So you can install this on your phone, and then you install a script on your laptop. And by install a script, I say you'd give this to your local Codex, and you'd be like, please set this up locally so that you can send notifications and walk me through whatever you need to do. And then this could then let it decide on if it should send you a notification or not. And then you could basically just create a little skill or a little file that describes what's going to run every day and have that run as a scheduled task here, right? this can then actually run commands on a daily basis. The only downside of doing it in a codex scheduled task, if it's going to run locally, is if it's going to be a locally scheduled task, like on your laptop needs to be on. Hey, Oceanese fan, how you doing? Welcome to chat. We are watching some Minecraft bots try and make their way through the game, kind of unsuccessfully at the moment. And we were building out an answer to Empress's question on the YouTube stream, where she was asking about, or them. Man, it's going to be really hard to try and not automatically use genders for both bots and people. Apologies in advance. I don't mean to offend anyone. On how you could get notifications on deals online, or if stores have a particular product on offer or something. You're using Codex to build a Pokemon fan game in Godot with a game studio skill, and it's working. Sick. It is working? That's good. Excellent. Did you just recently start doing this? Because I know the Codex recently got loads of new users. They went from x.com Tibbo. They went from yesterday. Yo, so just from yesterday you started using it? Hell yeah. They went from 100,000 Luna, ChatGPT, 10 million. Where's the 10 million? Tibbo, 10 million users. They went from 6 million to 10 million within a week. Crazy. So I'm gonna presume you're one of the new incumbents that has just adopted the beauties of Codex. Is the game looking good? I looked up Godot for the first time the other day. Open source 2D and 3D game. They've been catching up and they overtook, was it Unity? I think there's more Godot projects than Unity recently, or it was more popular at an open source game hackathon. It looks pretty nice. Made with Godot, Slay the Spire. That's pretty. Isn't that the most known one? Everyone knows Slay the Spire. Crazy. Spooky Express. There's some cool things made here. Ooh. Super cool. Did you make this in 3D or 2D? Because I imagine you can do a fair bit with this. The 3D world renders look sick. If you could make Pokemon that looks like this, that's what we've all been waiting for. And Palworld did a reasonably good job of bringing us a weird base building PAL Nintendo lawsuit attracting game with ball mechanics. Pretty much closer to the childhood, imagination of what Pokemon should be. 2D sprites and tiles, cool. So very, very fan inspired. Cool. 2D sprites and tiles, beautiful. Love to hear it. As a Pokemon lover myself, it's just, I don't know what, it's captured the hearts and minds of a whole generation. People can't get enough of Pokemon. There's Pokécraft. There's man, I forgot the name of it. There's a whole Minecraft mod for Pokemon Minecraft. What's it called? Cobblemon? Pixelmon. That's the one I was thinking of. There's Pixelmon. We had a chatter, Pandas, who's been working on a Pokemon / Minecraft completely new game that they've started working on a little bit with Codex. I have to go and do a playthrough of their links. I might do that next time I stream, because I want to give it the proper attention it deserves for my favorite panda. Was it Cobblemon? Maybe it was Cobblemon. I remember one having a better UI. Yeah, this one. Look at that Lapras. Beautiful. There's only the Greece region and the Omniverse Central Hub region finished. You're making country regions? That's sick. Are you gonna make one for every country? Is this like starting in Europe? I have not been to Greece. Albania, Macedonia, North Macedonia, Bulgaria, Serbia. Interesting. Athens. Interesting. Okay, so Greece is pretty close to Turkey and across the sea from Italy. I see Mediterranean sea vibes. Man, I haven't been to a bunch of these places. I have been to Italy. I have been to France. I have been to Spain. I've been to South Africa and Botswana and Zimbabwe, around this area. Haven't been to the UK yet. Haven't visited the motherland. Crying shame. Got to see the Brits sometime. Alright. Take this further in ChatGPT work. Okay, so finishing off this narrative. When your game's ready for playtesting, let me know. Let me know. If I'm not deep in with trying to get these bots to beat the game, I'd love to do a bit of playtesting. These bots seem like their initial progress came to a screeching halt when one of their kin got buried underwater. That seems like it's the current reigning narrative on what's happened with these bots. This bot's still stuck under the ocean, keeps on complaining and trying to get help, saying that different things are timing out, and then the other ones are trying to help him unsuccessfully, and that's kind of where they've got stuck. So, I mean, I think that gives us some good bugs to go and solve for these poor bots for next time. And a good scenario that we need to get set up in our scenario lab to figure out like how we can get past this, Oh no, there's skeletons and creepers. Holy, he fell down a long way. Our poor boy's running like no tomorrow. God damn, look at him go. Run, builder, run. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Disaster has struck the camp. This is what really starts like putting a damper on the progress of it that our bots can make. He can't fight 4 zombies at once. He can't make his way through the game. He's running down and down and down. This guy's gonna hit bedrock. Or this shit, which is if you step on this enough, this is where the warden guy comes out, right? He's gonna touch it? No. Runs past it. Can't handle the zombie. I feel like one of the scenarios should be bare knuckle boxing zombies. And he's dead. That's unfortunate. He had a sword too. He totally could have fought that zombie. Useless. We need some more combat scenarios. You have a menu in the game and you can switch regions. Ah, sick. So you can go between the different countries? Are you planning on building the whole world? Oceanies fan? Let me know when Australia's there. I want to catch a Kangaskhan. I want to catch a Kangaroo's can. Still stuck under the sea. All right, we've got some issues to address, as you can see, with our bots being able to take reasonable actions. But we've had some successes and there's some failures to address, and so that's kind of what we're going to work on between now and the next stream. Okay, for building a product watching thing, it can just be as easy as talking to ChatGPT and saying, hey, set me up a scheduled task and I want to look for these things on these websites. And it says, great, I will look for these things. It also says you'll only be notified when a listing meets requirements, which I'm not sure if this can do it. I'm pretty sure that when this runs, it gives you a notification regardless. And you can see, like, do we get notified about these different things like codecs, group chats, tasks, et cetera, responses. And so you can just turn on notification here, and that kind of gives you notifications, but maybe just not like conditional notifications, right? The next step would be doing it in here, and you can kind of set it up the same way. You could just say, if you've got codecs, I don't know if you can do it for free or if you need like a subscription. Mine is a subscription, not sure. But we could turn this onto Terra or Sol, and we could say, can you set up a regular scheduled task to check Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree for a discounted MacBook Pro? I'd want at least 40% off the kind of like retail price. And if you do see one that meets the conditions, send me a notification via ntfy.sh. And please tell me, do we need to get that set up? And so you could just send it, a little voiced prompt like that. And we send it off. And then this, we'll be able to set up a scheduled task that hopefully will be scheduled and running on this computer. And as long as this computer's on, it can do whatever you want, right? The hardest part is knowing what services that you can use to do things like notifications. If you're going to build your own notification system, much harder. If you're going to use something that exists, then you're shopping around for the best services. And what you're probably going to want to do is ask AI, hey, what's the easiest way for us to get this working, right? But opting into things that give you these capabilities. So for notifications, ntfy.shell, probably the easiest, because then you don't need to deal with any of those complexities. ntfy.sh. Or for presentation.organization, it'll give you a notification, but it's still giving you a text notification. You could say, add it to a personal curated website that organizes the discovered deals. You could add this to your little prompt or your schedule, and then your schedule will actually curate the deals it's found on a website. And so the notification is going to be like, hey, go and check the website. And then this little line is going to make sure that when it does find a deal, it adds it to a website. So you can just open up a little website and then off it goes. This is running this every 6 hours at this point. You can see the prompt it's used when we click on this notification, and you can see that scheduled favorite store sale watch here. MacBook Pro 40% off monitor here. And then in there, you could go in and customize it. And you could say, actually, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to run a notify shell? Do you want to, put the findings into a website? So these things together is probably the easiest way to get a version of this without like boiling the ocean. If you want your own deal finder, just straight up let Codex do the heavy lifting for you, right? That's the beauty of AI. It lets you stitch things together remarkably quickly, and with a little tech knowledge. With more tech knowledge, you then can choose to do more or less if you want to. But without tech knowledge, like, anyone could do this, right? Like I didn't tell it anything fancy. I just said, hey, this is what I want you to do. Done. Now I've got something that will run every 6 hours as long as this computer's on. And this is why every man and his dog wants to have like 6 MacBook Pros sitting on their desk right now so they can run all of these processes and leave them on forever. Having like local computers is like hot. You don't need a MacBook Pro, by the way. You can like do this on a Raspberry Pi, like a tiny little like old laptop. It doesn't matter. As long as you've got something that's just on all the time, they can run these like local schedules and like create stuff for you. But yeah. The age of AI is upon us. These things are becoming remarkably easy. You don't need to be a wizard to do any of this stuff, and you get tick, 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 done. We've got our full stack of things that runs. Thank you, OpenAI. Same thing you can do with Claude as well. Might just look a little bit different, like in the interface. And Gemini has Spark specifically for doing these things. Not that I can get to it because I'm not paying for Pro on my AI Engineering Live account right now. You have all known regions and even Blueberry Academy. I don't think I got the Scarlet and Violet DLC. I think I gave up after the main game. Or not gave up, but like stopped playing. Double battles, underwater campus layout. That sounds cool. Oh man, this takes me back. The most recent one was Pokemon what was it? Pokemon Legends? XZA. This is the most recent one I've played. I really liked having the like actual Pokemon battles in the game. Like I really liked having being able to like go and attack stuff and like move the Pokemon around and have them like interact with stuff. I thought that was phenomenal, right? Like I really liked that. I know some people didn't. Some people still aren't happy with the graphics. Fair enough. Like I've seen Legend of Zelda. I've seen the Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2. I know what Switches are capable of, and I feel like Game Freak still aren't taking advantage of what these consoles are capable of, which makes me upset. I want graphics better than Power World, but with the core Pokemon narrative and actual Pokemon. I'm still waiting for that to happen. What's the next one? Pokemon what's the Pokemon Ocean? What's the new one? New Pokemon game. Wind and Rain? Earth, Winds and Waves, this one. Thoughts on if it's going to be good? Pokemon Winds and Waves. Also, thoughts on the starters? I like the Grumpy Bird. And this starter just looks like one of the starters from the other games. Gekwa, Pombon, Brout. It does look more like open world exploration, kind of like Legends Z2A though. And this is going to be a mainline game? I don't know. Nintendo and Pokemon have been disappointing me for many years, so I'm not convinced that this is going to be better. I'm not convinced. I hope. I'm not convinced though. We'll see. I wish you luck, Oceanies. Keep on building. Hey, if you've got a good Godot game and it starts working well, shoot us a link sometime. Shoot us a link, my brother. I think we're gonna cut our bots off here. They've had a good crack at, doing some stuff. Yo, thanks for the follow. Come hang out whenever. I stream regularly. Not as regularly as I planned to, but I'll definitely be on at least every 2 to 3 days. And then have a day for editing, because I'm very poor at keeping up with my video editing schedule, but I really should edit more videos and publish stuff. We're gonna cut our bots off here. We're gonna stop them. Hey Zeke, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I was just about to kill our Codex bots. Let them rest and go and have some food. How you doing? What's on your mind? You having a good night? You're making a voxel game engine. Sick. We like voxels. The way that these bots build is very inspired by Mindbench, which is I assume everyone's seen all of these things. With OpenGL and Java, sick. I think you can get these out as STLs. I'm hoping your voxel game engine can render some of the things that Mindbench makes. Have you seen this before, Z? You basically vote on what the best design is, and this is how models get. When new models come out, or just for any AI models, they use this kind of interface and let AI design different designs. And so the prompt is a fighter jet, and you have two models design a fighter jet, and then they render it, and then the community votes on what's better. And then they use this to basically come up with a leaderboard of the best models that can design things in a voxel-like environment, right? So what's the better fighter jet, A or B? Thoughts? Making a Minecraft clone. You're making a Minecraft clone like exactly if it's OpenGL and Java. Why not Vulkan and like Vulkan and C++? B. B wins. So B was GPT 5.2 codecs. All right, classic arcade style. Joystick and 3 buttons. Vulkan is harder to make, it's true. Well, yeah, I mean, it's rawer, it's quite low level. A. A is Claude Fable 5 and B is DeepSeek V4 Flash. 100%. Fable 5's a better model. Which one's better, A or B? This is a flying aircraft carrier with a flat deck on top, control tower, planes parked on deck, massive jet engines underneath, keeping it aloft, radar dishes. Cool. So B. Let's do B because it is clearly much more detailed. And that's Gemini 3.1 Pro versus DeepSeek V4 Flash. And astronaut. And then we get astronauts between each of them. And so this is what Mindbench does. They render all of these things with different models, and then they, put them on a web browser, and then they collect data on what do people prefer in terms of their visual style. And so it's a nice benchmark because it just measures their voxel design capabilities. If we're voting for A, a lot more detailed, more buttons, more bulky, reflections in the visor, nicer earth, stars. A is GPT 5.5 versus Claude Fable 5. So you actually preferred GPT 5.5. And so this is where it gets, interesting about the detail and how they design stuff, right? This was my inspiration for how these bots are designing houses, although they're clearly not as good as the ones that are being produced in Mindbench. But also I haven't given them very good models to design stuff. This is all running with Luna at the moment, which is GPT 5.6 is like cheapest one. You can see the ones that win the most. Claude Opus 5 has the most good votes proportionally. 90% confidence, 2056, just above GPT 5.6 Sol for 3D design, which most people kind of like confirm, right? Most people are saying that Claude Opus 5 is very good at 3D stuff, but maybe not as other stuff. Oh, this is sick, dude. Voxel game. That is looking very nice and Minecrafty. I like the fog too. Gorgeous. So you've been doing the terrain generation thing where you could like do the... they use some crazy algorithms to do the procedural generation, right? Even just going into those algorithms, I think could be a fascinating like tech deep dive. How does Minecraft generate its terrain, and like what does video game terrain generation look like in general? I remember doing a version of this a while ago, and it was like a whole bunch of like sine waves multiplied with each other at different amplitudes and different frequencies to like generate like hills and mountains and like valleys and rivers, and you could like generate like a whole bunch of terrain like that. I don't know if that's what's happening with voxel games, but greeting meshing and frustum. That sounds sick. Are those complementary techniques? Greedy meshing. Very voxel game driven. Voxel Games Dev. There's a whole community for this. Yo, are you part of this community? Sick. These are voxels? Oh, they are. Damn. Holy. Man, some people are like crazy with it. What is going on here? This is wild. Whoa. voxel particle effects are wild. Colony builder in a voxel world. Damn. Ocean tides? In my micro voxel game. Sheesh. Those are some high def voxels. God damn. At a certain point, if the voxels get small enough, like at what point do the voxels get small enough that it stops being a voxel game and it's just a game? Like they're just pixels. It's like there's no blockiness left. Once they're the size of atoms. Oh, this is crazy. People posting like lessons about it, working in Godot, voxel stuff in C++. Wild. Ah, Frostum is, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, entire chunks are objects. Yeah, so you can keep performance smooth and snappy and nice. Sick. Dude, awesome. Keep it up. Keep it up. I mean, this is going to be full of creatures, entities, things to do, mechanics, automation opportunities. Water particles. I remember one of the recent things that I was looking at was hell yeah. Takes seconds to make a block by a few lines. Sick. Yeah, I mean, if you can do block design and start like extending it with your own stuff, or like do like high density, like, or like, you know, like high quality blocks. Like I know like Minecraft has like, you can get the 64 by 64 or 128 like blocks and like swap in things very easily. If you could do that or extend with extra blocks, I mean, that's what made Minecraft the thing it is because people have been able to mod it and change it and like, yeah, like mess with it so much just by dropping in jars and like extending the game easily and like having different mod loaders. Like even this I'm running with CurseForge, so that I could easily go in and like add resource packs and add a bunch of stuff. Hell yeah. And there are a bunch of, there's such a big community around it, right? Community counts for so much. Community, one-to-one so far. Hey, if it's one-to-one and you can just absorb like the things that people have already made for Minecraft, that's probably the easiest way to tap into a massive ecosystem without having to, you know, start from scratch and build everything yourself, right? So if the resource files are one-to-one and you can like take on that, hey, maybe Mindbench is a good way to test that, right? Like if you can download the like for all of these things that load up in Mindbench, they have a Minecraft world edit file. So if you can download this and then import it straight into your game, could be a good test. Could be a good test. I feel like, look, building everything yourself, even just taking the ideas is the best way to understand stuff. I had a friend once that I'm seeing soon. He lives in the US. He worked at Google for quite a while. He wanted to understand how Docker worked, and rather than just like reading a book, he built his own version. He understood how Docker worked pretty well after that, right? Like taking something that works well and then like rebuilding it is a great way of understanding how things fit together. When I was in high school, I built a Pac-Man clone, and I was like, it's Pac-Man. It shouldn't be that hard. Took a while, but like, man, it gave me a good understanding about like, you know, the basics and the algorithms behind it and the design of everything and like getting like, you know, like the resources and the sounds and the image files for it. It was a fun project. The JSON files are one-to-one as well. Yeah, like as much compliance as you can. I think that's a good approach for learning, getting into it, fleshing out a bunch of stuff, and then you can take it in a different like creative direction whenever you want. And you can add things on top of it whenever you want, and you can optimize the things that you think to need to be optimized and make it your own. I think it's a good pursuit. It's a proven formula, and it will teach you a hell of a lot, right? Plus, if you can render sick things like this, even better, right? Definitely our B wins, because it's Gemini 3.1 flashlight. Okay, fair enough. B wins this one. This is ZAI GLM 5.2 versus Gemini 3.1. Not bad. An underwater ship. I mean, I feel like the fish in this one are more recognizable, so I'm going to vote for A, which is GPT 5.4 versus DeepSeek V4 Flash. Interesting. You could have a 2K FPS. Damn. Planning to make it a factory base like Create Mod. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look, I'm like 50 seconds away from an ad, so to spare you another ad, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. I need to go and eat. It's been an absolute pleasure, chat. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching some Minecraft bots. They did an okay job. They had some wins. They had some failures. We'll come back and we'll see where they're up to next time. Feel free to join me for our next exciting installment of AI conquering Minecraft. But they've got some ground to make up before they do too much conquering. Enjoy your night. Thanks for following. Thanks for joining in. I think a lot of the community won't get ads, actually, because because a lot of you are now subscribers. Thanks for becoming my subscribers, and oh my god, thank you, anonymous donator. You have made my community an ad-free community. I appreciate you to the ends of the earth. But appreciate you. Let's pass on the good vibes. Let's go and raid someone. Raiding keeps the, well, not on YouTube, but on the Twitch community, raiding keeps the keeps our software development community happy and healthy, and gives a bit of love to other content creators in this category. Brave with its custom ad blocker. Yeah, a lot of love for Brave. Lot of love for Brave. Let's do... Ooh, vibe coding games and VTuber. Let's see, who's streaming? What are people streaming? Cozy game dev, late night dev and chill, some Blender stuff.
You overstayed your work visa by a significant amount.
What are we supporting today? An idle community builder? What? I mean, I do like idle games. What else we got? I feel like we should raid somebody without too many viewers, if it looks interesting. Vibe coding. I mean, look, vibe coding, I think, has a bunch of interesting problems. What's SMB? Are you streaming as well, Piku? You streaming too? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, this is the deep L... Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. For sure, Piku. Let's absolutely do that. Because I want to watch this for a bit as well. Vibe coding for a tech demo you want to try out fast is fine, personally. Well, I mean, before we jump over to watch some Super Mario Deep RL, which I always find fascinating, vibe coding, I think, is really important to understand where these tools are at and the capabilities. Personally, I feel like vibe coding is an amplifier on what you know, with the risk of you using it to do a whole bunch of stuff you don't know, and then like claiming it in the same way of things that you know, right? So if I go out and build some massive thing with Rust, and then I'm like, look at me, I'm a Rust developer, I'm not, because I don't know the language, right? But if I use it to help build a model, and I know how to build machine learning models, and I've been doing it for a long time, and it helps me achieve that quickly, and I can I can attest that the code is good, then it's an amplifier, right? These are AI playing Minecraft. The way that they are playing it is with an actions package that is entirely built with like AI coding it, right? And it's a way for us to get a view onto how AI can navigate the game, but the amount of stuff behind it to get like, these bots actually operational and like playing the game and like calling tools, there's a bunch of code and there's a bunch of bugs and there's a bunch of like, play testing and things that have to happen. And if we were doing it by hand, it'd take months, right? Especially if it's in domains that I'm not familiar with. Or it'd take many, many, many more hours that I have to actually put into a project like this. So like we have AI playing the game, but we have also got AI helping us to write the code that lets these AI play the game, right? That's the kind of like intention behind these ones. If we look at something like another thing I built, which you didn't really get time to show off, but do you see this? You see this? Hold on, let me make this a bit smaller. This is an app that I was making with Qwen 3.8 Max, because that came out and they were like claiming that they were pretty good on benchmarks. It's a Git explorer. This is straight up for exploring your repo. So you point this at a repo, it indexes the whole thing, and it renders your whole repo as a 3D city, right? Now I know JavaScript and TypeScript. I don't know that much. Like I've built a bit of stuff with Rust, but I definitely haven't built enough with Rust and TypeScript to be able to make something like this in a day, which is what Qwen 3.8 was able to do. Now it's a tool. It's not like a core piece of work. It's not a product that many users are going to use, or it's doing something sensitive. It's useful, right? And that's the big thing. Like with AI, for vibe coding, it's a way to get useful outputs quickly. But like, it's a tool, and there's ways that you can use that tool incredibly wrong, and then there's ways that you can use it that are quite useful. Like, does this replace my ability to like review code? No, but I can click on something and be like, cool, what is this TypeScript code, right? It's a way to visualize and render and jump around quickly, or to like compare and like look at the history. I can be like, let's go and replay through the whole history of this repo, and then we can see how it started being created, and like where the code started getting written. We started building like the ability to verify our code base and like run scenarios pretty early on in the project. And then you can see we started splitting our package up because source was getting too big. And so we created a little actions package and a little hands-free package over here when I was playing with my voice. Like pretty cool, It's pretty cool to like demo stuff. It's pretty cool to like render stuff. I feel like vibe coding gives me an ability to dip into domains that I otherwise just wouldn't have the time to explore properly, right? And that's where I think it plays a huge role. But I don't think it's an excuse to not understand what's going on behind the scenes. I don't think you can just not learn how to code and not learn how like logic works. I mean, you can, but just like, I don't think it's very good if you're trying to run a product and have to have an understanding of how stuff works. But I think AI can like help you in all of the other ways around that, of like keeping an eye on code bases, exploring and testing things very quickly to see what works, fleshing out that an idea makes sense to pursue and find out where the like bottlenecks are. It can aid in exploration and discovery of this stuff. But like I'm in a privileged position because I've been working with code for 10 years. So I already understand a fair bit of it to be able to do this. I think the trouble is when you don't have that and then you start getting into a field. But it's hard as well, right? Like, how do you learn if you're not doing it and if you are relying on AI to do it, And like, where's the impetus? Where's the incentive? And so I think it can play a really important and powerful role if you're using it in the right way, but it is just a tool and it can be misused. And the problem is it's a very powerful tool, and so it can be very powerfully misused. And I think that's where the strong feelings about this technology come from. But anything that's useful and makes a lot of, got an issue of where to start. 100%. Where to start is the biggest problem, even with using AI as a tool, right? Like, and what do you need to know to make sense of the stuff it does? AI will just go out and generate billions of files to do all sorts of things. Then it's up to you to be like, is that the right thing to do, right? Like if I look at this code base, currently this area is defined by lines of code and the height is complexity, but I could make the height something like churn as well. The biggest boxes here are going to be the biggest files. If I click on this, I've got a styles.css file here, and it's over 2,000 lines, right? Generally, your files shouldn't be over 2,000 lines, but AI will do that no problems and keep on adding to stuff. And so there's a certain point at which you say, hey, code quality, hygiene, let's split this up properly. Why do we have so many lines? Do we need that many lines? Should we split it out some more? Do we need to have separate stage and grid and hotbars and these things per file, or can we standardize on a like design language? But if you've never looked at a design language, you won't even know that's the discussion you need to have, right? Your player is over 3K lines. That's huge, right? Maybe you're intimately like familiar with that file, but somebody else that comes along to your code base, if you need to work with somebody else, how are they going to like know, I scroll down to line 2,600, right? Generally, you want to split it up into different like domains. So you might have a facts folder and an actions folder and a definite, you like start structuring your code in a neat way so it can compose properly, and then you can import things across files and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, you don't know that stuff until you do it. And if you just rely on vibe coding without actually doing AI engineering and thinking about the process before it, then you fall into the trap of the illusion of knowing how things work without actually knowing how things work, which I'm absolutely guilty of, even with the vibe coding, because you can move so quickly and do things so fast that it's easy to lose track, right? Yeah, and sometimes your code just, but like we're all victims of that, right? Like even without AI, your code is a reflection of how you decompose the world, which is not necessarily how someone else decomposes the world, and is not always a good idea, right? But that's just how things come to be. With AI, it just accelerates and compounds it and lets bad decisions occur at scale. And so there is a lot of bad stuff to be said about vibe coding, but there's also a bunch of good. The fact that your mum can make a little helpful website for her to track things that she cares about wouldn't have been possible, right? I think there's so many good stories about vibe coding. But yeah, it's a tool, and I think our duty is to learn how to use this tool in effective ways that don't lead to bad outcomes. That's generally the mission in life for AI. But if I can make cool 3D building renders of my code base, happy days. Also, should I open source this? I feel like this would be fun to share with the world. Especially if you can like navigate and do like PR reviews nicely with it. I'd be quite happy doing a PR review and being like, cool, what is contributed on this branch? These files, but I want to see this as like a subset of the overall file. That's a lot of modified code for one branch. Do Linux support, I hate using Wine. This is made with Tori, which is in theory cross-platform Rust React. So this has Rust as a backend, compiles into, where is it, distribute, overview, App Store, App Image, Debian, FlatHub, Google Play. Yeah, so you can build it for cross-platform, so should be able to build it for Unix, no problems. Code signing enhances security. For Linux, you can distribute your app like this. For Mac OS, for Windows, etc., etc. Yeah, so it builds for everything. Tori's gorgeous. Very happy with Tori stuff. Highly recommend if you're interested in looking into Rust stuff. Blazingly fast binaries for all major OSs. Integrate any front-end framework that compiles to HTML, CSS, and JS. Backend of the application is a Rust source binary with an API that the front end can interact with. Blah, 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 blah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Happy, very happy with Tori. But yeah, that's what this is. Tori app. With 3JS as like the rendering pipeline, but you can hit over 140 FPS, no problems. Very nice. All right. I'm still in the process. I want to watch some RL running. That's already been running for over a day. I'm gonna love you and leave you, and we're gonna watch some Super Mario reinforcement learning in action. Love you lots, Picoy. All right, bye. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, all. And I need to spell your channel name properly. Yes. Let's go. Enjoy your Wednesdays or Thursdays if it's already past midnight for you all. And don't make sure you get some sleep and some rest and some exercise and touch some grass at some point as well. Bye.
No, that's not too difficult. Q for the red. Sorry for my French accent. I hope you can bear with it. Is okay. What do you mean AI? So welcome to my stream. Yeah, reinforcement learning is really cool, and I really like it. Oh, and you're lucky. It will very soon unlock